Hello, hello.
Mimi to break everything down. And I mean, before we jump into it, though, I do want to do some quick reflection. G2.
Why is the lights behind me not working?
You're okay, buddy. You're reeling a little bit for a bit, but you got over it.
It's nothing I haven't been through before. And they always they tell you that nonsense where like you'll never experience that same degree of pain again.
Yeah.
You know what? We've gotten past it, so I'm fine.
Yeah, that's right. You embrace the pain. You become one with the pain. Hey, but an excellent matchup.
A little bit slow.
Of course, see both of those teams later on in the competition, but for now though, teams are no strangers to the global stage and have had some incredible moments, but they've never really been able to get over that hump. 7th, 8th, 5th, 6th, but you know that the talent is there, Mimi.
Top 6 is the limit for both these teams. EDG has been to 6 global events, FUT to 4, and I think they're really
Yeah, FUT have actually had a crazy, like, 18 months.
Represents one country, EDG for China, and on the other side, FUT for Turkey.
Hello, Anna. Hey, Cesar.
The best from their respective regions at making.
I don't know if you hear me, though, just because of the ads.
Year last year, I think this year it's been a bit more disappointment, going home early in that first round at Masters Shanghai in front of their home crowd was a heartbreak for the squad.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, it was a year of elation last year, as you're saying. Yeah, it's been a bit of a rockier road. And I'm curious to see how they look because there's additional pressures that are kind of getting stacked on EDG because they have seen success, more relative success from the likes of FPX on the international stage, but they themselves still remain at the top here regionally. But now we saw with that matchup from Trace, the bar continues to get
Big
set.
day, big games.
And for EDG in particular,
We are the, I'm going to say the official, but the official English EDG watch party, but not. But the China fans.
For such a long time, things are going to start to fall apart a little bit. This is where we start to see the resiliency we've seen from teams like G2. Let's see that from teams like EDG.
And EDG, I mean, they did more than that. They made changes coming into this event for the first time in forever. EDG has always been the same core, but after their
Starting with a
first game
tech pause, I see.
they benched their IGL Haodong. He's now filling into still helping out with
camera
his
hub,
team.
that's it.
They also had coaching changes.
Otherwise, I got my chat up here.
Muggle is up now as their head coach, and a new player, Simon, has been added to the mix. And I think from watching their games, really reinvigorated EDG. They're back to dominating in China, and while they're still playing a similar style, they're showing a lot of new comps and ideas, at least regionally, and Simon has been a big part of that.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that time and time again for a multitude of different rosters, and how long that stretch, how long that reinvigoration can last is a different question, but I mean, it's very much the likes of, something joining onto the side of Paper Rex and then being able to...
Why is this not like full screen? Oh, having to do that?
Their spot at the top over in China. How does this look though on that global stage is the big question.
What do I want to do? What am I trying to do is the question. There we go.
Wide initiator pool, and he does
ED, Edward Gaming, and
nobody who has been on this team for ages, since basically
I actually don't have the Shanghai games in here because I don't want to put 30 other maps in. When like around then I was coaching, so I didn't really get to watch that too much.
And I think evolved as a player to now take on that mantle.
Last game of the opening groups.
You need to do when you want to compete at this level. The best of the world are here in Seoul.
I could have sworn that these two have played against each other.
That next step. But let's go ahead.
Like they played together at Shanghai, right?
Standing by with them.
Hi, Simon.
No, they didn't.
Can we pull you for a quick question now? This is not
Fucking Mandela affected myself.
Hi, Kaka. This is not only your first
Oh, because they FUT knocked out stuff like DRG and stuff, didn't they?
ever. So I'm wondering
At last champs.
right now, how did
So who knocked out Edward Gaming in Shanghai again?
那这不仅仅是你第一次的冠军赛，这更加是你的第一次世界
Paper Rex and Team Heretics.
当中在想这些
Which, fairly valid. It's just how much they got beaten is the concern.
有点紧张，然后就想着努力拿下吧。
a little bit nervous and we'll try to win.
Fucking Simon is the worst interview.
Thank you very much for your time.
He's a great kid, but he's just the most shy boy.
Okay, not what I was expecting. A little bit nervous, but you know what? I mean, maybe a little nerves might not be the worst thing in the world to have, right?
I want to move my Discord, but I've got messages open. So let me just do this.
just be honest about it rather than maybe try to lie to yourself and say like, no, everything's going
Uh,
the team's gonna do great, whatever. Sometimes just accepting that you have that nervousness is going to, just help you be able to overcome it. The team knows what you're dealing with. They've been there in that position before. So he's got a good support group around him
Should
to
be
get
leaning
over
on them.
And I also don't think he's alone in those feelings. Nobody in an interview was talking about the fact that he, having to pick up the IGL mantle, was feeling anxious himself about it. Was honestly feeling overwhelmed by the new responsibilities, the new role at times.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I got way too many tabs
they
open.
looked comfortable when they were
Wait,
playing.
why is that moved? Oh, I see what I've done.
They played a similar style, but the calling was solid. And I think that Simon, well, he wasn't a superstar. This isn't a player that we're going to expect to go out.
Chat, who made it? Sido did.
He was really solid, and he's in a good team.
You know what?
Very
Kickoff, I think Kang Kang warned international teams that he would chew their bones recently. He said that the reason foreign teams are so good is because they are cooperative, as though they are tied together by rope, but they can show their growth.
The rest of your teammates there, and who better to lean on?
Stardew Valley spotted.
Living in that spotlight.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a guy who we have always known to step up in those clutch moments. He's had many incredible moments on the global stage, but this is...
Beth plays it a lot, but I don't. But Beth mostly plays it on
And for the rest of EDG, as we
the
had alluded
Switch.
before, Seth, because they are kind of figuring it out right now.
Yes, I'd admit it.
Well, he's still Kang Kang, so...
he is still Kang Kang, but we haven't gotten those highs from him this year.
How are you today? I'm good. Hey, you.
Past, you see how he's been comparing, up against CNET. The main thing
I don't feel as woken up yet, but I'm doing all right.
I think that's the big thing about the matchup. Both these guys.
Also, thank you for Cherry Snowing for the sub yesterday. It was pretty much as I left. Beth knows what's up, yeah.
That star player set up. They'll both call a lot of the rotations around leaving their offer alone on the line, and both of them definitely.
I can never really get into it. That's the problem.
Over games. Kang Kang before on the international stage, and CNED, one of the 4 players who has won a champions before. He's been a world champ, so big pressure for
It's one of those games that's like a lot of it you would have to like look up the answers,
Pressure makes diamonds, right?
like look at the wiki, and then at that point I feel like all exploration kind of gone.
Turn to the global stage, who maybe
I could get into it if Beth asked, I'm sure.
Hey guys, special guest joining me today for a quick interview. We have Kang Kang of
The man himself.
and we have Luna to help with some translation. So nice to see you guys. Now, Kang Kang, you've been at every global event since Champions 2022. How different is it being here at Champions 2024 from the first time that you stepped onto that global stage?
会有一些感觉吧，就是以前可能会觉得一切都是很未知的，然后现在可能就是只需要准备好我们自己该做的那些东西。
You definitely can tell that they have to cut around the China translations.
I think there's a short.
Is it in the other room? It's here, but it's empty. Like I said, I'm not as ready for today as I'd like to have been. Yesterday I felt very switched on.
We're gonna expect the very best from
Like I was working in the morning.
now the team looks a little bit different.
Yeah, I guess it's because it's a bit of a chill, lazy Sunday.
Assistant coach. So, with your top seed finish in VCT China, how would you say they impacted preparations going into this event and on that global stage?
我觉得就更专项一点，然后现在更做东西更基础，然后只是构建一下团队的道具跟协同吧，然后其他就可能风格有一些转变，然后跟之前训练的东西跟针对的东西不太一样了。
Kang Kang could speak English, right? Yeah. Like most Chinese players can speak pretty decent English.
Synergy, arcade, and I was saying the difference is the style, because we have changed a little bit. So I feel like the things we're changing is in different style right now.
Well, we know that you and EDG, you have a massive fan base. We saw that in Master Shanghai. Why do you think the fans connect to you so much, Kang Kang?
我觉得可能更多的是活力吧。我觉得我们一直以来就备受关注的一点就是我们充满活力，对，所以说怎么说呢？其实，然后再加上可能是舞台上或者赛场上我们的发挥，然后跟表现吧。
I think the first thing is about our energetic. I think this one the most important reason, and also plus on our performance on the stage or in the server. I think that's why.
I think it's also your epic poses, right? You who can forget that. We're eager to see more of it on that stage. So thank you so much for this interview and best of luck.
Thank you.
EDG burst onto the scene and really made a name for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, most Chinese players would want to do their interviews in Chinese so they're not taken out of context, or that, you know, that they're almost in control of what they're saying. Because, yeah, translations can often be a little bit wrong, and
No, I think it was LA.
I thought it was LA too.
at least if things are sort of translated weirdly, you can kind of have Chinese people listen to what Kang Kang's saying and go, well, actually he said this. Whereas if he tries to do it in English, he might not necessarily have the words to eloquently explain stuff.
I feel like everybody should have been looking at.
Yeah, for sure. But then on the other counterpart there is going to be
Excited for the game? Yeah, I mean, this should be a really good one. I think I've learned my lesson from yesterday is, like, always have to believe. It's never done for Chinese teams. Here from Venice's stream, I low-key think EDG can win this. Betting sides do not agree. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know about FUT, to be honest. Even like doing EMEA is not really a team I was paying that much attention to. Like comps and stuff I really liked. The players individually I really liked. But I'm not looking at their like defaults and setups and
I don't think of like crazy util set plays and combinations, but I just think of really solid teamwork, players swinging together, everyone in the right place, and just some fantastic Turkish aim from players like CNED. And
he doesn't hate China.
Well, look at that.
He doesn't hate Billy Billy. He just plays up to it because Billy Billy knocked him out of the tournament and beat him twice at champs. Got to play into that a little bit.
Good to have you back. The team is back for another Champions, and I feel like you guys are the team that everybody is sort of healthily wary of.
Finesse isn't the kind of person to hate anybody unless they like wronged him. So I guess Billy Billy makes sense.
I mean, we are come to here to, I think, as an underdog, so we can surprise everyone, I hope, and become champion.
Well, eager to see it. Good luck out there.
both these teams, I think, are coming in with...
CNED looks weirdly cute. He's a good-looking guy.
Had their breakout before on the
Lovely guy as well.
Both these squads, I think, approaching their opponent with respect, but with real potential to win.
That's kind of hilarious, actually. Camo on form. Kushner has been good for BBL.
Now with these two clashing for the very first time, I'm curious to see who's going to be left standing at the end.
They just run a double duelist everywhere. They've got to have been.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, another player though that I'm really excited to check out is Yetsuje, who also another one who came into the global stage and really shocked us all with his performance. And I think it's safe.
Fallen, decent for RGL. Yetsuje, really good. Yetsuje's had a great year.
He's such an important player for this team. He's almost always going to be locking in this cipher, and I think they.
Wait, why is Kushner on here when he's not been playing, right?
The strong side of
BBL. Sorry.
Alone on the site and has to do a ton, but his
looking at the wrong fucking
form is
team.
so good that he's almost always thriving in those situations. And on top of that, you just see the energy he exudes when he is playing well on stage. Him yelling, it'll echo through any arena.
Yeah, this guy.
Which team did Platchat rate as the last place? I don't think they didn't do power rankings this time, right? They've learned. They've just done Preds. But I think they all went for FUT on this one. I don't remember.
We're about to find out.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got two teams here never faced off against one another before.
Yeah, sorry, I'm stupid. I was thinking that Kushner was on FUT.
And bring out FUT and EDG.
Yeah, EDG's been really good. Mr. Farland's been calling great. Ada Captain's always good. Crack's opening up his agent pools. Yeah, like, this is what I mean. Like, the FUT team individually, I like CNED a lot. I really like EDG. He's probably one of the signings of the season in the MEA. If it wasn't for, like, Woot and Miniboo showing up massively for Heretics, you could almost say that EDG would be, like, Rookie of the Year. He's fucking octopus. Oh, CNED? Yeah, I think he's engaged. Turkish player.
You get to see matches that you never thought you'd be able to see. You're getting a all-Turkish team going up against an all-Chinese.
Right, let's see the VOs, and then I'm gonna run like 30 seconds of ads, and then I'm gonna go get a drink in that time. Lotus binds Sunset.
For a reason, looking to break out here at Valorant Champions. As we look at the map veto, we're starting things off with
EDG haven't played this an awful lot, but they ran the Neon Breach Omen Clove, which was quite good against Billy Billy. It was scrappy though. Both these series were kind of like scrappy in the end.
Play the standard Fnatic comp. They've been locking in instead a look with the Jet and the Breach. Well, they have
Like Lotus was their permaban for the longest time, and now they've switched it back to Ascent.
only plays Jet and Raze for
And then for FUT,
any of the new stuff
like
the Euro ideas, they're very much a team that is committed
solo initiated breach. I think out of the two comps here, I think I prefer EDGs.
Over to some different roles.
Oh no, sorry, this is Trace for some reason.
So curious to see if there's going to be any big changes.
It says it's
compositions from EDG.
Trace.
where
It's
they
not, it's FUT.
Really force Kang Kang back onto those hard-hitting duels where he can have that monstrous carry potential, or if
I
it
just
is
do it
still
like this,
gonna
there
be
we go.
more
I don't know why
ability coming out of this superstar.
And even
that.
on those carry rolls, he's playing new ones. This map, we're likely to see him lock in the Neon, something that we did not really see until stage 2 of VCT CN. They also play a unique comp. They have a Clove in the mix and an Omen as well, playing a double controller with no...
Bad Google Sheet is bad. Why are you so... Oh, you mean just because it's broken? I thought you were just shit-talking it.
There's a lot of those...
But yeah, Lotus used to be their permaban, and then they switched it to Ascent for stage 2.
Bopping his head quite a bit. I gotta know what this
EDG still running the Fade Breach Neon. Yeah, both teams running the same comps that they did before. I'm not gonna have time to run ads, so I'm not going to, but I'm gonna fill up my drink. Be right back.
I'm excited to see him break some ankles out here potentially, but what we should be expecting with this composition.
I mean, the big thing that I'm looking at is going to be Kang Kang and that new player of Simon. That breach is there to help set up the Neon on these pushes alongside the relay bolt coming through. Get those dazes out, get those slides going, and get that pinpoint accuracy on display.
On EDG's attack, watch how they'll slowly kind of clear through space. When they go towards A, they're going to smoke close, take that space early with their stuns, and then kind of set it up into a 2-stage fight with the amount of smokes they have. Normally,
Is Simon good, chat? I think so.
don't have that potential. This Clove,
He's not the kind to, like, blow your socks off,
there's a lot of cool ideas to show here. And
but he is the kind of player that EDG needs. Just fundamentally sound.
Over to your casters, who, by the way, are taking a break from getting rinsed on the Pacific servers. It's Brennan's
I never played on the Pacific servers. I've never been rinsed in my life on the Pacific servers. Yeah, you definitely I'm taking over. No, that's a lie, actually. Singapore servers after 6 p.m. demon time.
So Alakia? Yeah, but Lakia IGLs. Mechanically better than Lakia, I'd say. Because Lakia does tend to, like, bottom frag. I don't think Simon has yet.
A lot to discuss at the desk. It's already been bringing out, but we are jumping straight into the pistol round. I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to break down all sorts of narratives circulating around.
Right, this is FUT's pick. EDG a pit bind afterwards. Would you coach EDG? What playstyle would you adapt to? I don't think I'd fit with a team like EDG.
Fans can be brutal, and EDG have seen so many other squads from China have success recently. They want a taste of that themselves again. FUT was stacking up over towards C at the start of this pistol.
I think I would kind of like run against a lot of what EDG would naturally want to do. But that could be a benefit, right? That you have two different ideas, compromise in the middle. I'm way too safe of a coach. That's my problem.
Kang Kang already in that spot and position.
EDG love to get aggressive on these Lotus post plants.
All right, quick post plant. You've planted for tree and nobody's playing in tree. Everybody's on site, which is a bit odd. But that kind of like oddness is meant to catch people out. Yeah, it's just becoming a bit of a, you know, deathmatch duel. I don't really like the post plant too much.
They've taken out almost everybody. Smoggy.
Smoggy's super low.
Here, and Crack sticking at the fuse.
Nice, Smoggy. Okay, right. You remember what I was saying about like good rounds, bad rounds?
Great play there.
Good rounds that bad rounds that win, bad rounds that lose, good rounds that win, good rounds that lose. That was this. We have a lot of these.
Nice Red Bull clutch that Smoggy pulls out early on. Like you said, very needed. Other than that, their post-plant aggression didn't really work. It looked like FUT's coordination on the retake was working as well.
Yeah, like Sancho said it perfectly. Like this, the post-plant aggression was like you plant in here, you're not playing for here, you're not playing anybody's security, it's just everybody fighting. And then you lose this because you know, you like to plant here because you can fight this, you can be in tree, you can be backside, you know.
And they normally save that utility.
This is the most like open plant for you to work with. This one.
So there's going to be a lot of raw gunfights happening.
Needs something here. And like here is tricky.
Clash between teams like this, form is crazy important. Whether the EDG and FUT players are feeling it today.
Loud Classic. Wait, who is the Loud Classic? The one of the FUT players.
That we've seen. Players in this server have just put on absolute God mode tournaments occasionally.
For Onika stacking 4 here. The Jet of CNED over here. Camera just checking B. It's a good like eco setup actually. I quite like this with the camera.
Of course, they don't want to give away any lives unnecessarily. CNED gets at least 2 chances there to potentially rip off some heads, but he's back at the site here and with only the Sheriff in hand.
But EDG have read this well. They've gone to the site with this 1 player. They deal with CNED comfortably.
There's a bit of time as well. I mean, we've already kind of briefly mentioned how unorthodox these compositions are.
Nice, like control, good call from nobody.
It's not like we've seen this for the first time.
No, but we haven't seen them clash against each other.
Yeah.
EDG's comp, in my opinion, is really attack side. It's crazy attack side.
Don't know if you need to be doing that really, for the risk of losing a gun.
Save up, get an operator into.
But it's better than just doing nothing.
Would you mind winning us a few rounds with the op? Because the actual compositional setups.
For some reason, I thought this was alert for a second.
So I'm expecting EDG here to run up the scoreline at least to.
And yeah, Smoggy's only on the Sheriff, so Smoggy can go fight this a bit more.
Might be in a bit of trouble.
Him dying here is not an issue. AJ wants to die to the spike. Ultimates. Halfway to a Nightfall. Getting there on a Rolling Thunder. Smoggy's quite close to not dead yet.
Because they've got G2 and PaperX in their group, but the community had both of these teams as like 25%ers.
Interior.
Third and fourth in the group. Only 25% of people thought that they were going to exit the group, basically.
I mean, the way the PaperX is looking at the moment, I think that both EDG and FUT could have a good shot in that lower bracket game.
I think PaperX has an enormous edge over either of these 2 teams, but neither of them are going to want to be in that position.
Yeah, looking to grab a win.
How are EDG looking? Yeah, like, so far it's been 2 rounds. The pistol wasn't great, but they win it anyway. It's the typical EDG-ness again. At least we're seeing, you know, like EDG in like the league would have like bad rounds, bad like strats of like post plants, but they'd still win based off like clutches and like individual good stuff. Crazy for EDG to get that. Really good playoff as well from Ada Captain.
Is electric right now. EDG. Anchoring player.
Yeah, EDG is probably the player I'm scared of the most. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, EDG would just try, like they would have bad rounds, but they would win them because of like individual moments. So when they would attend international events, they would have these like bad rounds, these bad setups and bad calls, but they wouldn't get away with it as much as they used to. Hell, crazy shots. So now at least we're seeing that from EDG on the pistol.
And so important for FUT to showcase early on in this defense half that they can hold on.
It was a Smoggy like 1v2.
Player and, you know, a flood coming through. It was just EDG there. Ada Captain comes to.
My god, I hate Cypher, nerf him again.
To be honest, Kang Kang should probably.
Oh, with the trip. I was going to say none of that was based off of his util.
I guess the stun is cosmetic. But yeah, pay attention to where these trips are, because Simon's Aftershock is supposed to break those trips.
Shout. I mean, I don't like teams that do that too much. Like you win a round that you should win, right? If that's a map winning clutch or even a pistol, I can understand it a bit more.
That much more easier here for EDG.
But if you just like elevate those energy levels, this is like baseline energy levels. If you like raise them too early, not only are they going to come back down, but they're going to go lower. That's why it's always good to have like quite stoic players of just, you know, when things are good, yeah, nice, and then when it's bad, like it's not as much. Whereas if you're like, let's fucking go, it's so over. Let's fucking go, you know, it's the peaks and troughs are a lot worse for your energy levels. You just knacker yourself out more.
One line. EDG.
He's got a good idea.
Yeah, love the full walk up here. Smoggy not playing Omen. Can't get out. The stun is great. Both of the stuns are good, but he still gets one. Oh my god, EDG is insane. 3v2. You got a late rotate. The lurk though is really nice.
But they want to make their way back over towards A now. EDG. Chichu didn't give up that position earlier, so just holding on to that A.
Who are the players who need to activate for EDG to win?
It's a nice call. Back over to Chichu, who was inserted there. Mr. Falling might have an opportunity. Shut down.
Yeah, crosshair placement just wasn't quite there.
Sorry, I just need to sort some off Beth as well. Because Meggy tilted. Yeah, the stun not doing much for EDG. He's learned how to play around it.
Mid-round calls that are going on for EDG. I feel like a lot of the time things are...
Again, safe plan, but now they've gone from not having anybody in tree to everybody in tree against a breach with a flash and a stun.
Kind of vibe, and bring nobody in to make a lot of the calls for them.
Good stun. They know that 2's there at least.
Understand the logic behind it.
Probably needs his weapon.
Yeah, he really does. He's got
Yeah, that's also a really good point. Why is he like 1v3?
get punished for the Q risk trying to make.
Only shoots when he is stunned, yeah.
But you're right. You know, EDG. There's been even comments from themselves. You know, I was talking about Yinsu ahead of this match as well, just trying to get that extra information heading into it about EDG. But you know, even Kang Kang was talking about how they get chaotic in the mid round sometimes. They lose track of what decisions they should be making. It's a little bit messy.
That doesn't surprise me whatsoever when you put a player who's known for his unorthodox plays and strange read on the game and feast or famine play style, and you put him into an IGL position. But it feels like Edward Gaming are just trying to figure out what their mentality is, what their ethos is, their style of play.
I actually think that like nobody IGLing's done a lot for him and how he reads the game. The question that we still don't know the answer to is Haldong there? Is Haldong like assistant coach? Well, in that assistant coaching spot. I'm not going to say he is assistant coaching because I don't really think he is. I think he's just like lending his opinion.
Gives it full sight over towards the C mound angle.
EDG Seaman? Yeah, I understand why they're calling him that.
Scatters his way across. There's no follow-up though with the wall.
Because Simon in like Japanese is Simon.
EDG Ghana and gain that access into the C side.
But in this case, it is just Simon. Is that we've had that discussion before? I'm pretty sure.
But he's not quite grasping any of them. Damage done to Smoggy.
Any Mandarin speakers that can confirm or deny that, whether it is Simon or Simon?
He's definitely making a decent go of it. Teams grouped up now.
Glove smoke is higher. It's a little bit bigger. No?
Kang Kang. It's an off angle. Just down onto the ramp as well, but he needs to land it. Shot down with the rest of his team. It's Led just firing through.
I don't know, actually. I think Clove and Omen smokes are the same size.
Very nicely done there. EDG, when I was watching them in China on this map, they loved fighting aggressively in the post plant for waterfall control. This time, they planted, but they all stayed on site. They didn't push for an extra piece of map control, but they also didn't back off over to mound, which means it's massively important that you stand your ground, hold crossfires with
size matters. Good post plants.
It's a really crucial one to take down CNED, who had knives online.
It's hard for FUT though if they're trying to like play retake and you don't have any initiating like recon util.
Yeah, ults are starting to get generated already. See the rolling thunder. Simon holding on to it, and a Captain Z only one to hold back this.
Honestly, if EDG win this series, which they absolutely can, it's just been a crazy, amazing like week one for China.
A lot slower when Kang Kang is AWPing.
Nice, Smoggy. Love putting him on the Clove too to just allow him to basically be a pseudo duelist.
Gunfire. I mean, listen, there's always danger.
It's right, like there's no sentinel on the side of EDG, so FUT's like, okay, we can maybe just try and flank. They have no trips, they have no alarm bot. They have a Smoggy.
Go really deep off the back of it.
The last two players as well. Caught off into the corner.
Oh my god!
Whoa, Cracks! He's given it the lifeline and a chance and opportunity.
What the fuck, Cracks?
Open 5 health though to his name. It's a 1v1, isolated down.
The spikes left here, 30 seconds.
Already. The cross up from Smoggy.
Ooh. What happened? I don't know. We didn't see it from Cracks' POV at all. We're going to see it in the replay now.
What this match might end up devolving into.
Listen, man, I said it could get dangerous and they got the sheriffs in their hands.
It's absolutely bonkers what these players are able to do with light weaponry. I mean, the first
nice,
labored, but
nice. One at a time. The off angle too good.
If Ada Captain hadn't let face first into the aftershock there, they actually could have had a 2v1.
Yeah, he was trying to get a bit further forward so they could like peek.
No, he's taking it in his stride. No worries, guys.
FUT are going to take a tag timeout here.
But this time is also this timeout is good for EDG too.
EDG's composition is massively attack-sided.
You're timing out into a full buy. EDG, good chance for Mogul to just jump in and be like, okay, this is what they're still doing from our prep. This is what they're doing differently. Keep an eye out for this. Obviously, watch out on the Antigos because these guys can click heads. They might talk about EDG on the C site. They might talk about some of their post plants. definitely going to be looking at what ultimates FUT have. I don't think this is a great timing of a timeout for FUT right now.
I would like to see, we can see that CNED is picking up the
Avenging 2v5 versus FBX. Yeah. I mean, EDG also can be very open to losing us too.
The kind of A-site kind of area, but...
Because, yeah, you got Rolling Thunder, you got Neural Theft. Like, Attic Captain, one away from his Viper's Pit. Are they going to fight for an orb somewhere? They might go see Mound to get it. EDG, I think, just playing a typical disruptive way of, all right, they've taken a timeout, let's just go fast B. We haven't done anything towards B. They're going right into where the operator is. Give chase. The stun is really nice. But the follow-up is great. That rotate from EDG, he's such a hero. I hit everybody. And the Neural Theft as well to show exactly where everybody is. But stuns are, yeah, cosmetic this whole fucking series. Good trade. Was it 2v3 now? Spike has been planted. The waits away is open, but you got a trip here. Guys, insane. But I do think the Kang Kang got a little bit horny for this kill. He's really hunting down CNED. Would you do it 1-6 down then? Honestly, probably. They've done well here though, but it was risky. It was on a dime.
Possibilities, but a contact peak, doubled up.
Ooh.
Ready for a scene to get missing the shot. This is many opportunities now that he has missed.
Yeah, why put pressure on getting rid of the op for CNED if he's good? Like he's pressured into missing.
For FUT, the pressure's on them to try and push past this one without a captain.
Not a great haunt, right? Oh, the peak's not great.
Finally, but Chichu contains 1v1 and a tap. Issue is forced Chichu though.
Spray. He's bought so much time. Really well played from Chichu.
Once more, 4-piece to finish and wrap it up.
Immaculately played clutch there by Chichu. He really...
EDG are going to impress. They're impressing.
Exactly.
Brutal round, especially for FUT to lose.
There were so many missed opportunities there, though, from both teams. I'm talking about the...
EDG getting another free K and still losing.
There were so many spots in that where there was missed.
Are you supporting FUT or what? No.
Way earlier on, if we're going to look at who had more chances to kill each other. But
I'm definitely supporting EDG. But at the same time, I'm from Europe and I like the European teams. I like teams that play well.
Peace of mind granted to EDG. They're giving up that front section of A.
Once more, it looks like a bait and switch setup where CNED's designed to take contact, dash back out, and then play in at a captain and EDG. Very similar to what he did on B. At this time, Kang Kang's not even in the right area of the map to take that carrot on a stick. Poison carrot on a stick, I suppose it would be at that point.
Smoggy's task with just holding down the flank here. Following and cracks, not too much in terms of the weaponry that they're holding on to. Trip broken. Prowler out too. Just trying to bait out the potential of that trap play. Gliding and sliding.
Yeah, Kang Kang couldn't give a fuck.
He's not going to take no for an answer. This site and he wants it now.
Brilliant way of using the neon movement there against the eco round.
Yeah, EDG's a weird one. I was not high on them at all this year, but I do think that the way that they've played in playoffs and like the grand final is a really good showing.
Just catching that contact on the players as well. It's a little bit disjointed here from the FUT attempt.
Feels off to me when UK lads said that you're European after all that's happened. Well, like, we're still in Europe. Like, we're just not in the European Union.
Coming off the back of that Shanghai performance, obviously the expectation is going to be much heavier, I think, when it's in their home region playing that tournament. 2 weeks back.
But they bombed.
They did bomb out.
I mean, yeah, they didn't even have one of their, oh, they look good, but then they don't make it.
Yeah, it was completely flat.
It was extremely flat, and the Chinese fans...
I just find it wrong.
Did more and made their voices...
I don't know what we'd say otherwise.
So you got to expect that was one of the reasons...
By like Riot geography standards, I would be in Europe.
CNED tries to get...
Only the government thinks they're not in Europe.
Will succeed. Pluck Smoggy out of the picture nice and easy.
Kind of goes to show like the lack of understanding from a lot of people that voted Brexit on what being part of the European Union actually means. But we're not in Europe anymore. It's like, unless the actual British Isles grow ores on the side and start moving out towards the Atlantic. The Odin is a really good play from FUT 2.
Simon quick on the next approach. We'll trade it, slowing it down. Patience has to be played.
Gonna double peek from hell and drop even.
Risks might need to be taken. Any chance of them winning this?
Ooh, they're not really gonna expect it. Why would you? There's 2 players there. Good flick. Ooh, close.
Puts him to rest. Simon, 15 health
Camera
left,
spotted
timed
him.
up by the
Nice try.
for this world, and so FUT finally going to be able to get another one on the board up to that second round.
And that's a massively important one for FUT. They're very, very good on Lotus, so don't get too worried about them just yet. But if they end up going down 8-1...
What's the third map?
Doesn't matter how attack-sided EDG's comp is, at that point, you've set yourself up for a very, very rough ending to Lotus.
Yeah, every team, Sunset's map 3. I mean, that's really good actually for both teams too. EDG especially have a pretty good Sunset, right?
In the right place, trying to figure out where EDG...
But yeah, what was I saying?
Headed towards A on that classic rubble kind of fight again.
All of the teams have been good so far from China at this event.
At this point, pretty much being handed over.
The difference from Shanghai, kickoff to Shanghai, and then after Shanghai to now for China is staggering. How is China got so good in that amount of time? It's simple. All of the international teams went to Shanghai to practice, and all of the tier 1, tier 2 teams in China got to practice some of the best teams in the world. And I think suddenly the penny dropped for all of them of okay, this is how we can effectively play. This is what we can do.
The ego battle. It might be too late in this half, but certainly on defense.
Back towards the rubble with the TP here. There's other players though. Does he get that confirmation, Mr. Farland? Not liking what he saw.
Let me scoot forward.
Meanwhile, he's making sure to take this one slow and steady. Has got them a lot.
13-2 on Sunset against Trace wasn't it? Yeah, but Trace's Sunset yesterday didn't look too bad considering how good Vitality are on it. But I also think just the way that Trace were playing, a common thing with Trace, I feel like they missed the point. They'll take over people's comps, they'll take their defaults, but they're not really understanding why to do them. What the goal is, what the win conditions are.
You're going to be able to get into this one essentially for free. It's all about whether or not you can get this
Right, round 10, you've lost nobody, 5v4, but playing the numbers for the retake. There's no stun for Cracks yet, he has 1 flash, 1 aftershock.
Pushing waterfall. Like I said, they do that all the time in China.
Smokes placed, propped up.
Coming of the smoke is scary.
Does need to be worried about it. Retaking with the op, never quite ideal. Kang Kang, first casualty, Chicho's there.
Yeah, Jay's amazing.
Farming Cloudburst to try and get them into the site, and the last player left is Simon.
Nice try.
Too many targets to really overcome.
So glad the Hebei turned around map 3. Yeah, me too, because he was not looking comfortable maps 1 and 2. He might have even had a higher ACS on map 3 than 1 and 2 combined. Maybe.
EDG's composition is so reliant on getting their economy flourishing and getting an op into Kang Kang's hand on the defense side. Any kind of damage done here is going to add up. These last 2 rounds, crucially important. They make all the difference between a 7-5 half or a 9-3. And that's either a close half or a blowout.
Yeah.
I was thinking mid-series, if Trace is somebody else, it could be so much better. Yeah, I mean, we were literally talking about how if Hebei isn't IGLing anymore, and he's putting up stats like he did on the first 2 maps, his days might be numbered.
Still then continuing to find success elsewhere.
And I think that's probably how we felt as well, considering how much he emotionally broke down on the end of Bind.
Really, the trading, I think, that's been most impressive. He's always
We've seen that a lot with players having a really bad first map or 2, and then coming back massively to win out a series. And yeah, Howdong is here.
Interested how FUT are going to disrupt the ults that are about to come online here. Quick peek for those of you at home. Nobody and Simon 1 away from Nightfall and Rolling Thunder, respectively. So they're probably, EDG, going to be looking to try to play for one of these ult ops, right? So how do you deny them? FUT can't really win a rubble fight.
Yeah, 8 for EDG would be grand.
You can see here that FUT making the read to stack over
7-5 at the half is all right, but they need to win the pistol.
EDG to be looking for this ult orb over here.
Be a hard task trying to win it.
Enormous hard read.
Yeah, skirmish. will be a
Is he a player coach? Yeah, he's like, he's in that assistant coach seat, but
that happens again, or
he's just helping.
something to counteract.
Kang Kang 4 and 8 is kind of crazy.
Middle uncenter piece of the choke point. Fault line slows them down.
4 and 9.
And around with the updraft. Seen it.
Breachstone was really nice from Cracks.
Blinded up. Inside the cloudburst was a play inside of it.
Yeah, you can't do that against Chichu.
Reign Supreme wins out the day. Cracks, you are hard.
The man is a little rat.
Really no escape. Another captain.
Ooh.
Shot from the side and a follow up again. He can't be denied.
Op was good there.
Absolutely smashed them into dust.
Unlucky EDG.
Just jump into Cracks' chair for a moment
What
there.
happened there?
Possess his body, take him over. What are those two up shots? Coming out from a player that I've only ever seen with a rifle in hand. That's nasty.
Also, could be a better time for AB to do that map for 8 champs, yeah.
The door had not been pre-fired, so he was trying to use a classic to get through it. He's like, please let me escape, get me through to B. And he decided to turn, stand, and fight. But now EDG have those ults online. Now in the
Yeah, guys is not necessarily that happy.
tools to work with.
I mean, yeah, this is just a call for FUT, but it's been a good one. Brawl.
In his face. TP through into the smoke and the bullets just won't connect into the end. EDG.
It's good, though, for FUT to force out a lot of this utility early for EDG. Like, Kang Kang's used his stun. He has this wall, dash, Nightfall going to be used. Operator taking a shot. Rolling Thunder's going to crunch on these players, too. Nice. Good stuff, Kang Kang. Really good stuff, Kang Kang.
Kang Kang hunting them all down. Finally put a stop to all of it. Rolling Thunder does
Yeah, Crack's playing gun game. Rolling Thunder's not great because people were in. They're just trying to set the tempo a bit more again. Neuro Theft, good.
Everybody's position.
Simon doesn't have anything to get him out.
2v2. In through tree, Smoggy out wide. And
Yeah, Smoggy still had his ult.
couldn't quite catch that final kill. It looks like he just whipped.
Prax is such an underrated player. Yeah, I mean, he was really limited by his agent select. Just playing a lot of KO and a bit of Gecko here or there.
So it's a good half from EDG, a very good half. 8-4 on FUT's map pick, but their comp is attack-sided. Who knows where this is going?
Yeah, that's a concern now. Really, we can do this by comp, but I don't know how good it would be. The attack side for EDG is a little bit lower, and their defense side is literally 50%. With this comp that they played up against Billy, they were 9 attack rounds, 4 on defense. So how many did they lose? They lost 7 on their defense. So were they 9-3 up at the half? Yeah, they were 9-3 up, but it was still a relatively close-ish scoreline of 13-10. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm just meaning it because of the like the music tends to set off the MCAs. The only agents we haven't seen play the ISO and Reyna. Good, right? Lotus is attack sided, yes. So I do wonder what the opportunity is going to be for EDG. Let me actually run these two. Sorry. Just otherwise we're going to be getting ads partway in. I don't want people to have to deal with those. Love your streams. Keep it up. Thank you, XMS. What FUT stats on attack? 61%, 43% on defense. But since the comp change, so was that week 25? This way. This work? Oh no, this is not going to work because it's on here. So that's not going to make a difference for that one. It's going to make a difference here. Yeah, their attack side, 2/3 of the rounds. I'm kind of doing well on attack. So yeah, interesting.
Left the C site very, very weak. I think now you're seeing them leave the A site weak on the pistol to avoid...
Borderlands movie is bound to be a dumpster fire for sure, right? Do you guys think I'm wrong? So long as it's like just a fun film to watch, I don't think it matters too much. As a big Borderlands fan, I wouldn't necessarily... Like, especially when I'm a big fan of Borderlands 1, where a lot of the characters sort of come from.
For them single-handedly. He's the one who's got to try and lock this one down already. Early fight taken.
Like, the Borderlands 1 game wasn't deep on lore. You know what I mean?
Tuck into the corner. No way. He dodges the bullets. This guy is a fox in the pen. But
Yeah, but Kang Kang found him. Instant flank around 2, which is nice.
EDG, maybe something to work with door again.
State bite's really good in that spot, but it still doesn't matter. Just surprisingly, FUT losing all of the fights. CN going to try and wrap around from stairs. Instantly dealt with. Mr. Farlin. Oh, knife him. Yeah.
We are getting scrappy.
Of pistols for EDG. A lot better pistol this time than the last.
Around for EDG to be able to get. They played it really nicely, but there were so many spots there where a FUT player could have had impact. EDG tucked into the corner, couldn't do anything. Great shutdown from Kang Kang. And then also Captain, another spot where Kang Kang probably should have died. He's vulnerable, swinging through, but Captain can't get his weapon out in time. FUT letting that one slip a little, a fumble that they can't afford with only 4
Those new jerseys are nice for EDG.
EDG, this is perfect for them.
EDG pick and bind too. Yeah, it's been good for them.
Into Kang Kang's hands.
They've changed their comp around, but this has been a map that they've been happy to play.
To get your economy flourishing.
I think having bind is a really good map to pick. Is really good in whatever tournament because it's a map that most teams don't ban or permaban. But I wouldn't say that they play it as much as they probably should.
Slow spread default into the Rico. Maybe just.
Smoggy literally said, "Come here, you little fucker." Yeah.
That's the trouble with their own combinations as well. You can't rely too much on the ultimates they've got available. Chichu. Paranoia. Flies forwards. Couple of shots fired.
Who do you have winning this? I don't know, actually. I can't remember what I had for my predictions. I think I had EDG. Still really good damage. Man with a classic, a loud classic nonetheless.
To dismiss them, even just repping loud in the process, I guess, because they couldn't make it themselves.
Weapons down over towards Rubble. If he had the spike, this would be a great situation to threaten that he was heading off elsewhere and go and try to pick one of those up, but like you said,
gonna get the orb and then just rotate around or go back.
He has to be predictable here and go over towards A. He's just trying to orb max.
Yeah, of course, that really important neural theft.
Hey, listen, on the attack side, it actually can win you some really important rounds, especially when you're playing against a no sentinel comp. He gets that down.
Two players when she choose position, they would have never peeked. Yeah.
But nobody's gonna keep watching. Yeah, just for the smoke peek.
I think the question
It's still a good amount of damage.
Neural theft going to do is, what is a round going to do at this point for FUT? There's 6 behind now. Not only do they need this one, they need to then break the economy of EDG and start a spiral of their own. And FUT's comp, while they've had quite a lot of success with it, and it's been good for them, it's not an alt snowball comp. It's not like you have the lockdown and the showstopper and the nightfall to be able to work with. So this one's still going to be scrappy. Still
dive for FUT.
Even if
I was always really excited to watch FUT, especially on Lotus. Like FUT versus FPX with their comps.
Standard attack side here.
I think they did play each other at Shanghai, right?
Rifles in the hands. This is where you really need to get going if you are FUT. You are being pressured like hell. EDG needs some support, needs some help. The squeeze is occurring, but heads to the side.
EDG's so good. He's surrounded by 5 players and he's still able to get 1.
Captain came back and got counter-called, and FUT went into C instead.
Yeah, leave him behind.
But takes one down. EDG like these kind of setups. It doesn't matter if they're playing full retake every time, as if they have the entirety of the map control.
For mount control out of Captain.
Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to take.
You can't plant for mound when they're coming mound.
Yeah, that's a really good point actually from Sideshow. Why the fuck are you planting there?
Easier now, only one real direction to pay attention to. Smoke in their faces. Util's going to be exchanged.
What? I'd plant here, right? No, and then sort of fight for this.
Primed and ready.
Honestly, this is still fine for EDG. If you can get these guys to die to the spike because they're too busy protecting it, that's amazing. Yeah, they're trying to escape. There's no time, really. So that's why Chichu's saving the gun, because it's just, well, Smoggy's now picked up a rifle, but... With like 2 kills... maybe could have done a little bit more, but you save a rifle, so it sort of helps out a bit.
They can keep rifles up for round 16. At the moment,
what's that from? It's from Shrek.
Leave one site
Lord Farquaad. Some of you may die.
The other 2. They're trying to condition this idea that they are always going to be pushing, even on the defense side. But FUT are finding the right reactions here, which is to go into the free area and play a post-plant setup where you have space somewhere else.
On there due to nerves.
EDG just make it incredibly obvious.
I think most cases you'll want to plant there if you feel that you have time to plant there. You know, I think this is you know, the best plant that you could have. But teams are very good at putting pressure here. So if you're in like a 5v2, you might plant here if you know that the two players are over towards A.
FUT at this point can
Otherwise, you're planting on the steps and like hunkering down. Kang Kang's 9 of 13, unbelievable. Yeah, his team will still win it. Like, Kang Kang is doing the duelist job. I think just some of the first deaths could have been avoided. But I think that's more FUT taking fights a lot earlier than EDG were expecting. Smoggy dying, not that big of a deal, I don't think. And this position that Chichu's in, hopefully it gets cleared by FUT. It should do, but I don't have like prowlers or anything to check. Neurotheft is going to give it away, so that'll kind of do the job. Get pinged and fake TP back.
EDG is split up though. They can't hard anchor onto this side, and with that util saved into the back pocket, rainy day. It's called for FUT starting to barrel their way through and over onto the.
Yeah, these executes are going to be tough to deal with.
Getting some bodies into the fray, into the fight, but it's still a 3v5, and Cracks is not pushed back from that plant. Sounds into it, flash to at least get Chichu and playing inside. Cam up into his face, can land and adjust the shot in time.
But util is looking good.
Control towards the back of the site.
They know how to hit hard.
From FUT. Stun into the back. There's no swing attempt off of the back of this here. Almost like
Even there, like, you know, Mr. Fallon could have easily gone down. He's 20 HP.
once more. Gonna walk away with
Clinical shots, clinical utility.
6 on the board.
And you're seeing the weaknesses of EDG's composition on the defense side. There were 2 players there ready to anchor the site, but they can't really do too much.
They're just sitting.
His paranoia to try to get out of the really uncomfortable spot.
He was literally just sprayed.
Earlier on came through fairly handy, didn't it?
It did help, yeah.
It also gave them an amazing paranoia that knew where both players were and blinded both of them too. FUT are back into this game.
Is it EDG that's doing a lot of the screaming?
That is real interesting.
China doesn't believe in saving, as you said. Nah.
For a little longer.
Yeah, it's a real interesting way to take that C mount control. Early fight there, taken. Kang Kang, I believe, had the marshal in hand. Just to see if he could potentially get that first kill advantage on their own half. By EDG have stacked this one with.
Does EDG have to fight for more space?
The possibility, and even just free firing into tree.
It's red.
Won't catch this guy sleeping, not right now. Yeah, he is popping off after, you know, relatively slow.
EDG screams his lungs out every round they win. The guy's so loud. I just don't know why.
Yeah, do not.
Unless he feels that he needs to play in like high energy stuff, which is, you know, fair enough, I guess.
Shut case here for FUT.
If we want to talk about the ults just for a second, while Smoggy has his as well, it's going to be very difficult for Smoggy to find good opportunities to use that.
Why does Brent still pronounce Kang Kang as Kang Kang?
Online 5v5. He can't sprint at FUT out through Mount. So he's kind of got to save it for retakes.
I'm watching too much Tarek, I think. Good flawless for FUT. Playing well.
If things are going well, well enough that you would want to use the ult, then you didn't need to use the ult. Kang Kang finally gets up in hand. The economy damage that FUT did early on and the fact that they've been winning these rifle rounds has stopped Kang Kang from
They're all just EDG not doing stuff together.
He is a sniper at his heart.
Playing 3 players towards A, but they're all playing.
Yeah, but the amount of targets that are going to be afforded to him at few and far between. It's only EDG, and he's not really going to be choosing to opt into that fight as well. The horns and the stun will push him away. Smoggy.
So it's pronounced not A-O. It's not Kang Kang. No. That's what you mean. Oh my, what the fuck is going on? How is he still alive?
Will he opt into using the ult to get back into the fight? Doesn't look likely.
Smoggy looked out of it there.
Away from him after he's been playing so well this map.
Yeah, real scrappy.
Oh, they know he's there.
Messi! Nice cue, given away by
What a timeout needed for EDG. Timeout.
This is all over the place at this point here, but FUT are still in that.
The players just don't know what they're doing.
Seen it, another captain.
EDG need a huge play from somebody now.
And Kang Kang, 1 kill offered up. Question is it even enough? Farland, plant, stuck and committed. Extension now into the round, into the post plant. Paranoia is set up, Prowler as well. That gets the confirmation and acknowledgement, but a shot missed. Overdrive round to the side in the corner. No one to play off of it. In for the back end of the side, landing them all.
Good fights from Kang Kang. Ooh, he's low. Nice, EDG. I thought I was done. I was saying timeout and moment needed.
And Kang Kang delivered. Of course it was him. The op shot on the entry. The pop of the...
I thought it was Kang Kang. No, it's like E-N, Kang Kang. It's easy for me to do because I'm super nasally.
EDG got completely stuck there.
Not afraid. Not afraid to double peek into 2 players. Did loads of damage too. That's what you need. That's where him being like that is stuff that I like.
And suddenly the defense looks like it works.
It's more like a U sound than anything. It's not E, it's not Kang Kang, it's not Kang Kang. It's like Kang Kang.
Adjusting and moving up that positioning. Kang Kang hopping over towards C, wants to play him.
That vowel and that pronunciation I can do easily. It's the same with Fung Fung.
It was broken. FUT are also jump peeking this at the start every time. They do that jump peek from on top of the boxes where you can just get your head over the top and see if there's an opper playing.
I think a lot of the A noises actually are like...
Decided to go A.
Yeah, full control.
Other than like how.
Can they clear Chichu? Cloudburst, it's an intelligent way to try and get your way and slip past into the side as well. Chichu still set up, still lands 2. My goodness, he was under a tremendous...
Bobby Ken, yeah.
For EDG now, that lifeline is delivered, and this could be that.
Oh, the pacey. And getting in before the Viper's pit too. Smoggy, unlucky. He's just gonna not dead yet. Like, he knows where they are. The fucking snake bite that came in actually was major too. Save, surely.
Kang Kang left alone now. In a 1v2, just the operator in his hands. You might have
Brutal.
to call this one quits.
If he goes for it, he won't be able to buy an op again.
Yeah.
EDG are at 11. They're already in the lead. You don't need to take risks like this and potentially lose.
He wants exit frags. Yeah, he's saving.
Heartbreaking as it is, he's got to just let this one slip away. EDG is creeping.
He's hunting it out.
He's here.
He heard the step. Just yeet. Run away.
Be lightning fast, getting all the way away from them here in the sound cues. Got to keep the op.
That is
Could call a timeout now if you're EDG.
From Smoggy and nobody. The lack of coordination on that play.
Yeah, this snake bite is everything.
Otherwise been playing fairly well today.
The fact that it lasts that long, like no, but like he's going in hoping to trade, but the snake bites.
I mean, get on the same page, please. If you're going to be making a play like that, they're chuckling about it now. But this gap is lowered to 3, and they're on an eco.
A little bit of bite towards the round, at least the Guardian, the rifle, the op, but
Really up save they could buy back into the next round, one lesser guy. Yeah, they've got like a... the buy's a bit of an odd one because Smoggy's bought down.
Dash expended nice and early.
I think the reason that this composition works for EDG, though, is that they have good enough players. Someone gets them around. And in a situation like this, the economy doesn't look good.
Yeah, I think...
They're going to be cautious. They're going to be slow.
Like, Sacha has a point, but it's also like I feel like everybody, maybe other than Kang Kang, is on agents that they want to be playing.
Pressure moments like this.
Like Smoggy on a more duelist-centric controller. Chichu on a controller that gives him some agency. Simon on the supportive agents. Nobody initiating, but initiating on not Sova, where you could be a bit more fighty.
This position right here could do some
shame.
Potentially cause some harm, but really no worse for the wear here from the FUT players. They do survive and get that plant down for them.
Planted.
With a difficult task ahead.
Good utility to retake backside. Yeah, if you're jumping down here, you're not saving that shit.
Swap around with the weaponry. Rifle now into the hands of Kang Kang. Smoggy.
Is it stun into tree? Yeah. It missed though. It was too deep. The position of the FUT played in was perfect.
How do you get the op out? It's hard committed. Deep into the pit. Simon. Where's this flash landing, man? Flicks it up to the side as well. Time is ticking away from it. Will collect
good stun. Yeah, you got to save the op, but you're not going to be able to.
Behind with the wrap around. The op will not survive another day. Up to 9 now.
Might be some half armors for EDG needed.
Away from equalizing.
That's the risk of taking a weapon like that. heavily committed into an eco situation. You're unlikely to win. One player's coming in there without a weapon in hand. You don't want to use your big ultimate on Simon because you want to save that for the future. The same logic should apply to the op. So, all right, they don't have that to work with. Can they make the ult work for them? The gap closes to 2. C completely open. I mean, look at this. The defensive side has holes in it every single round.
Insanely as well, this hard read. I don't know if it is a hard read, but FUT just already...
I mean, yeah, Sideshow's raised a good point, but I think that this is what EDG have to do. It's the same as the bonus, right? That they just push and fight A.
He survives and tries to play for his life.
Trip just outside of, like, the door 2.
Or waterfall control.
Doing it again. This time trying to play for Manny here.
Oh.
So many footsteps, EDG, you absolute madman.
He actually can't die here as well because that Trip is in such a good spot. Good fight from Smoggy. He only has a Guardian. Rolling Thunder is perfect. Omen has to ult out. 4v2. Time, however, I'm getting a bit concerned about it. Crossfire, Paranoia is really good to just buy a bit more time. CNed playing on top of the spike too.
Players rummaging and rumbling towards the site. This is just absolutely absurd performance.
Time. I'm getting really scared of time. That's fine now.
For much longer.
Good round.
Understand how FUT can have seen that exact idea come out from EDG before, recognize it in the first 10 seconds of the round, and decide to fight mound control.
Yeah.
That's bonkers to me. Yeah. The door's going to get opened. You're gonna
And they're planting open too. Sideshow's got a really good point.
And plant for spawn.
Because this is just a bonus round again, no?
Take waterfall. Plant for those positions that you can fight over. And instead, FUT are getting caught both times, planting for mound and trying to control that area, playing exactly into EDG's hand. That was the round they needed to put them onto map point.
It forces the timeout now from FUT.
And I mean, guys might just be saying the same stuff that I am, which is, guys, what on earth are you doing? Flip the map, you know, go and take some of their territory. You know it's undefended because you know they're all...
It's really nice actually to hear Sideshow casting.
EDG also taking attack timeout off the back of this?
Not too sure. Could be some confusion from us in terms of actually who.
Possible.
We'll get it cleared up.
I think it's literally like if both of them were looking to call it, then yeah, it would double up.
Yeah, it is looking long, isn't it? Yeah. Says EDG timeout.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well...
Oh, so they were just wrong. It was an EDG timeout.
Yeah, I mean, they
Not FUT.
probably need another strategy here, right? FUT are gonna learn from their mistakes. You can't just run the same push out.
They love Mound for no reason. Why is the coach always spitting bars? Yeah, that's something I don't really like either. Like, the one thing I always thought when I was watching before I got coach experience is always cuts to the coaches when they're not talking. Like, why are you calling a timeout and not saying anything? Just a lot of the time it is... All you really maybe need to do is ask them a question and let the players just discuss how they want to deal with it.
Players are talented and skilled enough to be able to do so.
Good shot from CNed. Good trade. That's Spike as well in a really annoying spot.
That's nice work. Spike's going to be dropped down hard, committed and past that point.
Yeah, Kang Kang knows that the Spike is there, I'm pretty sure. Door opened. Paranoia is really nice. Really nice from EDG.
This guy is a menace.
I don't know why EDG stayed there as long as they did.
Simon quick on their trail right from behind. Will FUT make the same?
If it wasn't for EDG, this wouldn't be a close map.
Got to flip the side, and this time they do plan towards it.
Yeah, now they're planting towards spawn. But Mr. Fallen doesn't feel confident about getting over there. He has a teleport. They've actually planted for spawn and playing waterfall, and no one's playing spawn.
Deep Sea's close, Haunt as well, smokes in their face, EDG, chances,
Doable. Ult. Hits him. Mr. Fallon's reposition is really nice too.
But as it fades away, classic in hand. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, yes. Good stuff, EDG.
That's how the map finishes.
That's great. Okay, fine. Fine.
EDG take FUT's pick of Lotus.
They're going to be making me buy the fucking EDG Classic soon enough now, too.
It could come from anywhere. I think the C's that he threw pulled EDG off the high ground.
There's no way.
I think so.
There's no way.
EDG ended up being
Finishes off in style. Like I said, I think that this would have been an absolute routing from EDG if it wasn't for EDG having a great series.
Electric all the way through. And guess what? Plenty more maps left to come potentially. We'll see you soon.
And that's a map where Kang Kang's quite quiet. He's not really doing too much. I'm ignoring like the rating stuff here. You can't say Cracks are a better game than EDG. That's fucking stupid. Like Kang Kang picked it up towards the end at least. Like had more first kills and first deaths. That's a major thing because I think on their attack, yeah, it was worse. Not by much, but it was worse. And then on their defense, he was a lot better, more instrumental. Smoggy got run over a little bit. There's no sentinel, so he kind of has to fill in that role a little bit with Chichu. Yeah, EDG was amazing this map. This is whatever. This is not too bad. Like, he still went positive. This is a little bit concerning. This is fine. Really just kind of feel like if it's not EDG showing up, it's done. You literally said before that Simon does a bottom frag. Ah, well. 12 assists on Breach, though. Yeah, it was a bit of a Breach diff. Yeah, I did say I did say that Simon does a bottom frag. Anshi Panshi, thank you very much for the raid. You came at a good time. EDG are 1-0 up. So yeah, Bind now. EDG, they had a really bad comp that we hit before. They changed it to a really good comp. Yeah, they were running like Jet, Raze, Sky, Fade, Grim. This feels as what they were cooking up. And the concern is that they showed it early. I don't think they wanted to show this comp at stage 2 finals, but because it was literally the 5th and final map in that series, they showed it and they were like monstrably better. Like, was it their attack side that they had a 10-2 half on? It was. Oh, music, fuck. Yeah, so that's cool from them. Oops, whoops. And then for FUT, they're running KO Gecko and Omen. They lost against Fnatic 13-6 to beat BBL. They lost to KC. Yeah, I mean, genuinely, this might be a good chance for EDG to 2-0. So that's genuinely exciting. I caught the last kill with a pistol. I'm not going to say they're about to. I don't want to jinx it. But I think that like EDG are actually... The fact that their map pool is looking a lot more cohesive is a really good sign for them. Because there was so many... You know, Lotus, this used to be their permaban. EDG didn't have an ounce of understanding on how they wanted to play this. Is Lotus the best map the FUT can pick? That's a good question. I don't have the up-to-date picks and bans, but we can look at their record across the year. Mine is broken. Okay, that's fine. Lotus 4-4, Sunset 4-5. They lost on Abyss when you've got EDG's Abyss looking quite good. They won on Icebox. But that's the only map that we haven't really seen that much from EDG recently, no? But that's the only map that I'm a bit like uncomfortable.
Lotus isn't exactly one of your strongest maps over in VCT China, so can you tell us how were you guys able to adjust and look that strong on this map?
大家都非常的惊喜，因为大家很多人可能很多人都会觉得
No one except Fnatic are better at international stage from EMEA.
但是你们今天做的打得更好了，做得很棒。你们是做了哪些调整能够做到这样的成就呢？
Nah, Heretics.
没有什么特别的调整，因为这个图就是我们的强图。
We didn't do adjustment especially because this is our strong map.
Ooh, I like that. It seems as though
Yeah, but the problem is that you showed the strong shit early. That's what I'd be going on about the desk for this, is that this is a map that really feels like EDG were holding on. They were playing awful comps. holding on to their version of like Fade Gecko. And then because it was the final map in the grand final, which honestly they'll be glad to have won, not only for winning all of the regional events, but also to avoid that Group B, Group of Death.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was just ridiculous on this map. They're playing this weird comp with the Omen and the Clove, and I think Smoggy, well, some of the utility was impactful with like the one-ways and things like that to scale space. He defined this game by...
Chinese get an interview, be like, we're taking a specific adjustment. They treat interviews as very formal.
Critical rounds to keep EDG in control of what was quite a close game.
Haven't really seen like a fun interview, or like especially the English broadcast ones. Like in China, you'll have Kang Kang saying and rapping and all sorts of stuff. But even he's like incredibly reserved on the English broadcast.
This guy performing, and I think he's kind of summarized it and set it up really
Which I mean, I think is the only thing you can do.
really played against anything like this. And I think we started seeing them figuring out the machinations of this comp as time had gone on. But that start of the map, that streak that EDG was able to accrue, I think they just did way too much damage early on. That FUT, even though they were starting to figure out how to pilot against it, it was just unrecoverable from there.
I think the biggest thing with the attack was that EDG was constantly getting space in a lobby or C-Mount, whichever one they wanted to fight for. I think the smokes are really good for that, and the scaling off this Neon was really nice consistently. So FUT had to play
Yeah, Mimi raises a good point, actually. Like, it never felt that Kang Kang was too far ahead, that if he died, he couldn't get traded. But there were a lot of rounds where it felt like he wasn't just... He was already dead by the time that they started executing.
I thought the implementation...
It's the only thing that I felt went a bit wrong for EDG is just Kang Kang
did his job on the
dying needlessly in some cases.
Valorant to get that map one.
Yeah, for sure. Have some pretty nutty
Because if there was FUT aggression from A on defense, on FUT's defense, EDG would also aggress A. And I'd like to see them go, oh, they're fighting us A, let's go C quick. You know, let's have that reset.
There were some great moments there for FUT. Actually, one of them in particular, this is a HyperX Reflex moment of the day, round 11. Reason why I like this round in particular was because the way that it started prior to this incredible couple of shots from Cracks was really just some awesome aggression that we were seeing from FUT, really just not allowing EDG to get any kind of ground whatsoever. They were using their utility perfectly well, and then you had obviously those individual moments shine, and just Cracks just, well, was cracked here.
I mean, we kind of, you know, we heard
I'm so proud of myself for that.
Sideshow saying it, just, you know, had seen it just change seats, had he just taken over his PC in that moment, had he possessed him, because it was just an incredible
That was all Cracks, baby.
Shots.
That was all Cracks. You know, and I want to keep seeing that, honestly. But that does make me very excited for what we could potentially be getting into map 2 here, maybe.
Yeah, we're heading into Bind after that, which I think is an interesting one, right? We saw both teams play.
Maybe also, I haven't actually thought of this too much.
I think that's going to continue into the
Maybe it's like Chinese teams struggle with the idea of a Swiss stage.
In stage 2 China, so
But like having GSL groups where you know the people, you're only prepping for the 3 teams in your group, as opposed to literally anybody. I think Swiss is more interesting when it is like 8 teams.
I'm here right now with guys of FUT Esports.
But at the same time, I don't know. Like I kind of feel like it might suit Chinese teams more because they can't get like anti-strat as much.
Çok sert ve başa baş bir ilk maçtı. Sizce ilk haritada oyun planınızda neler yanlış gitti ve Bind'e giderken kendinizi nasıl hissediyorsunuz?
Yani alışık olmadığımız komptu. Biraz oyunun başına zorlandık. Ondan sonra biraz daha oyunun ortalarına gelince, pistolde verince biraz daha ara açıldı. Tekrardan kapattık, tekrardan açıldı. Derken
I like guys though.
Half Echo'ya ya da Echo'ya map'i kapattırdık. Kötüydü. Bind tarafında da bir soru vardı galiba. Bind tarafında da son zamanlarda...
It does feel to be like a significant lack of consistent Turkish coaches.
In the first map, they played a comp that we were not that much used to.
Like, who's the best Turkish coach? It's got to be guys with like the results that he's had with his FUT team.
And the gap got
It's a good point, actually. I wonder if Salah would be a good pickup for somebody like BBL.
And in terms of Bind, I can tell that it is the map that we study most on. We try to...
Number 4 region about to take 2 wins in the first round.
See how it goes. on the next map, despite...
Who is tomorrow's game? There's no games tomorrow. Tomorrow is an off day. Tuesday, we don't know.
All right, great words there from Coach Gaius, but let's go ahead and send it over to the casters. Get ready for this second map. Will we get a map 3? Brennan Sideshow, it's all you.
No agent select.
Yeah,
straight into it.
Looking at already seeing adjustments just on the composition side here. FUT moving away from like the Omen.
Oh, is this something that they wanted to try? Maybe.
KO, and they're going to the bog standard stuff, trying to really just mirror match it in terms of that metacom that's really just dominated this map.
So yeah, what was it that they were running before?
Compared to Lotus.
Viper, Omen, KO, Gecko. So they moved away from the KO. They moved away from the Omen.
Clashing against each other, trying to figure each other out live. This is going to be who can come up with the better game plans with...
This game is 8-6, yeah, but I don't... It's the upper bracket games first, right? It's not like... It's the upper bracket games first, and then the elimination games, and then the decider games.
What these teams want to be putting their players onto. So now it comes down to execution.
These teams have had plenty of time.
Tuesday is Gen G versus Team Heretics.
Too much from that initial...
And Fnatic versus DRX. So Wednesday's the big day to watch, and I'm at the fucking doctor's.
To even drag it to OT
Halfway through it.
But smallest of differences, and now we look towards Bind to see if we will get that map number 3. Or is it all just going to end here for
Like, I'll still stream. I'll just have to leave at a certain point and then come back.
To be honest, they'd love to win this one in a 2-0 fashion.
Bring a laptop to your doctor's, yeah.
Beginning that they had in Shanghai.
That's absolutely true.
Might see if I can get it moved.
Have a really strong Shanghai performance. They beat Leviathan, they beat Fnatic. These are big scalps for FUT to have taken. But they were 1-1 against the Chinese squads. Don't forget, FUT lost.
Live stream with him in it. I don't want to do that.
Trace beat and Vitality and
Your doctor to watch by. EDG attacking first. FUT wanted to defend. Was it the attack that was really good for EDG? It was, wasn't it?
Let's get to it then.
Yeah.
Set up here, nice early haunt up and
So
over.
all the pistols have gone EDG's way so far. And they had a 10-2 attacking side against FPX in the grand final 5th map. Nobody's died first. Don't know if... I guess they're not... They can't really fight that together though because of the fight wall. It felt like they took a fight here and then backed off. And then a player went in. Not that unexpected. Oh, but Simon might just get the port, like, giga timinged. Or there might be a timing on a timing. It's like it just reads it. Gut instinct winning out again. Ah, got him.
Distant dream for this FUT team. They got seen.
Clever boy.
On standby.
Even just the way that Kang Kang's taking these fights.
But the players' positions, EDG not giving anything away, just a slight jig.
Nice. Free on pistols is great stuff for us.
And a pistol round again gained here for EDG.
Oh, I didn't run fucking ads either.
Fairly simple. That horn lineup, actually, that is where that's supposed to land. Simon throws that one all the time. It is weird because you can throw one on top of the grate. DRX kind of do. But the fact that FUT weren't ready for it, to me, is a bit of a worrying sign for the Turkish team.
Yeah,
because,
red flag raised.
Yeah, because that's the one that Simon throws every single time on this map. And so if you're not ready to pre-aim that, you're probably not ready for a lot of the other stuff they're going to bring to Bind. It's probably not a map that you've done a lot of anti on coming into this match. Because the middle of the map pools...
Which is strange because, like, this is a consistent EDG map pick.
Icebox, any of those maps that EDG ended up picking.
Nobody just needs to survive with this rifle into his hands as well. He's got plenty of players that are trying to bring him down with a horn.
There's a rifle. Good eco around that tree.
Rifle. Here's the adjustment and reaction.
Don't go and fight. He's on. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I know he's only on a sheriff. There's another one in there.
But now he's going to be trying to sink this one up. CNed running them down with a shorty. To respond, dropping all of them.
I mean, you can't say that they looked rattled at all. They were like, okay, FUT's doing some crazy shit. Let's do the same.
But 2v3, you're smoked off. Horn's gonna be
Full health for everybody. 2 Bulldogs versus 1.
EDG get the sight line.
Cracks does have a horn.
Want this Bulldog to remain out of EDG's hands. If they go for this,
Clearing long because that's the way that they want to go out.
that's a problem.
They give in Kang Kang a showstopper at this rate. Wow, he's even really committed to trying to go for the kill.
Spikes ticking, yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
At this point, but already steadily building up towards that ult. 4 away, you got to think. You farm up some quick.
All right,
if
good.
we're giving up extremity control that easy.
China teams are scary. They're getting there. They really are getting there.
EDG, with a bit of damage done there to their economy, are going to be able to...
So, a couple of bulldogs. Yeah.
But they'll still be fine. They'll still put a pretty dangerous bonus. Kang Kang at the moment is finding a lot of value out of the Sheriff. He's just running around body-shotting everybody.
One enemy remaining.
He's finding value from it.
Yeah. He's sitting at the top, so bonus round. EDG looking to try and convert this one as well. Get off to a blitzer and start. CNED's postured away. Sees Nade held here, but really, what's the contact? EDG already going to be offloading that one. There's a mosh pit through the TP, not much else behind it. EDG are happy to wait most of this out. Dizzy up and over the top. Nade rebound.
Oh!
Smokey's all the way in there as well. At least the first point of the contact. Rifles though down.
Nice fights from FUT.
The Turkish aim class.
Like full contact, just holding these angles.
Shut down at a bonus round.
EDG didn't really even get a look in.
Very nicely done there from FUT. EDG are going to mostly be running when they exec A, 4-1 execs. They have Chishu, late backstab showers, and the other 4 come down short. Slightly different how other teams do it. A lot of other teams will be running their fade, kind of coming through showers, like Simon did this time.
And then EDG, they're just using all 3 smokes. Should give it away there. It's going to be a
With it all the same. No
execute.
whatsoever. But that was a weaker buy.
Still a lot of half armor. More than I'm...
The heaviest. They've got 3 players.
Enough that I'm concerned about.
Whereas Mr.
Jumped up on here to just try and take the fight over the smoke.
Over here on the B side of the map.
This is important though. Prowler gets nothing. Fade, I say this almost every cast because it's like the one thing that I was adamant about. Like Fade default in here, you want to do the haunt here. This should have happened a lot earlier, I think.
Just making sure that they can hold on and take that space there. Chichu is also trying to feign like
you've prowled this.
Look, but it does look
Got no information.
onto that angle on FUT side.
It is a little bit wild that it's the Fade that has to do this. And nobody's group like this is bad, I think, for FUT. If you have somebody rotating, these players need to like spread out. You know?
They don't have that prior showers control, and someone's gonna have to break that.
Though, I mean, knowing that there's 2 players over there.
Yeah, they're right by the TP. The Fade is rotated over. Like, this just doesn't feel very optimal, does it? Like, your Fade's doing this. No, the one place that she was actively holding that had to rotate away from because nobody else from FUT is moving. Has to run back. I still think that, like, with the time here, FUT's in a really good spot to, like, make this work. I don't know what that molly is fucking for. EDG, again, life performance. 1v1. Oh!
Getting against him, Kang Kang. Gonna get this spike planted down.
Stim.
Puts it online. Showstopper here and ready. Satchel's
Satchel back. That's good to buy some time.
You gotta be fearing for your life. Not a sound, mate. Not a peep. Doesn't want to give anything away. Just has to wait this one out along.
Oh, if he threw it in that corner, he might have done some damage.
It was a gamble in the end, but he does reposition with it now. At a captain. Hello, stick in this.
Nice, Kang Kang. Stressful. That's almost like a bonus for FUT too.
It's Kang Kang there who wins the clutch. A little fortunate that he had.
You think they should not use all smokes, maybe fake? No Viper Molly?
But it's not Kang Kang really that secures the round for them. The Smoggy 3.
I don't think, like, the early round here, not too bad actually from EDG.
It's fair enough. But then, beautiful 1v2 onto Mr. Fallen and Cracks. And that makes the round winnable for EDG. Otherwise, FUT...
Especially again with all of the work the EDG put in. But yeah, I don't think guys, like, frustrated with that round, sure, but like their money is still good. They've got some good ultimates. They've got Viper's Pit, which they put in short.
For the defensive calling.
Smoggy 1 away from a orbital strike.
Yeah. Winning the fight out.
Yeah, rifling and also some of the micro stuff.
It's become really important that FUT won that anti-bonus flawlessly.
Hyper committed. Over towards that B long angle. Cena just watching too. That's a nade used relatively early.
Like the positions earlier on for FUT are good. Like, you know, you got 3 towards B, 2 towards A. So the Fade being here after using some util. Oh, you're not using any.
The old Mr. Fallen loses control of it. The Thrash will get a second round of things as long as he waits it out. 7 seconds and counting, but EDG going a bit slow and now attempting to speed it up. The tempo.
Good movement. Ooh, unlucky. 2 players literally just sat on the pathing of that satchel.
Drawn into the sand with the TPs here, and now a thrash as well to try and at least collect a few more.
Minute hit.
Just before it can
But 30 seconds and you're not in a position where you can TP.
Smoggy. The positions are noted now.
Eco needed after this, right, for EDG?
41 health and the pre-aim onto the ankle, EDG.
Be 3-3.
Hookah flood from EDG, I think.
Me neither.
Sides of the map, making sure that they have B-long control is going to be crucial, critical against the way that FUT are playing.
It's also the one area of the map that's a weakness for this in comparison to Sky. Like, fighting for this is a lot harder because you don't have Sky flashes that you can throw down here.
Almost all the time they've been playing this KO Gecko comp, where you're using the flashes actually to initiate off the back of. Here, FUT have to
There's a reason why teams pick Fade over Sky here. Execute utility. Like, flashes aren't too important here. Information is key. It's a map where playing defense is about having the right stack of people on the site where the execute is coming into.
Chichu even just going for a couple of peeks down A short. Now, there's not too many chances into this round for EDG, but with the more map control is given up for them, the more I might start to become a believer, even if they're working with the pistols. Smokes are now down and out. That's going to commit towards the mollies. The Dizzy did not get broken in time.
But all of this is just strong. You've got an abundance of utility. And it's on an eco, and it's been enough utility to push him back. And then the Caesar's going to grab Simon.
Again to follow up with this one, so we see that extension into the post. The only difference is they don't have the right.
You think the Sky nerfs a year ago changed the meta? It was probably the most impactful changes in the game so far. Other than, like, nerfing Chamber and Astra, who were way too strong. Don't know why Kang Kang went for that as aggressively as he did. Nice choo-choo. Nice choo-choo. I mean, you can't get the wingman. You still need to die, though, if you're on pistols. I'll pick up a gun like that. Yeah, good. You plant, and you get 4 kills.
Absolutely the case.
Not as...
Not have allowed it to get that close.
Not strong from FUT as they would have liked for an Antico. Yeah, Showstopper being used too is a major one.
The rifle round. So I think, all in all, even though
I've got a pen to mess about with. Here we go.
a win for Edward Gaming.
Yeah.
EDG's ults in particular are the thing to be paying attention to here, but also a massive clash over towards Sand.
Yeah, this one is about to be a brawl in the skirmish. Prowler disrespected EDG. He's way ahead of it. He's traded.
Thrash is following too. There's a Brimble. Yep, fucking gets him.
Brought down. Not expecting this though.
Spike. Oh, you had to peek this one at a time, please. Smoggy was just late on it. How have EDG lost this round?
Brings it to that 1v2 with the Spike hard committed into the site. Again, hard task ahead of him.
3 bullets.
Way into the corners. Doubled up is all it takes from FUT. That discipline.
Not a great round. Who is it? Mr. Farland does amazing there, though, getting 2.
Criticize, but I think EDG, I mean, they're going to take a tag time out here, but I think they needed to call a cancel, a slowdown in the round once they got that ult combo. Yeah. They had an enormous player advantage.
Yeah.
It's super obvious which side they were hitting, and the rotates were already on the way from A. They also had a very late player coming up B long, and in the end, that anchoring player of Mr. Fallen did so much to win FUT the round there. That's huge ult investments.
I think overall EDG could have taken that slower after getting the Ultra Strike kill.
I've just been happy with the fact.
There's a reason EDG will use his molly early A, but saves it on B.
Panic, chaos, thrown into the calling there for EDG.
I haven't really been paying attention to where the molly has been used.
I think nobody had a blinder of a game on Lotus too.
But you can save it on B a bit more because you have your Vipe wall.
His teammates, and also minimizing his feeding plays, which are like that's a genuine thing.
You have your orb on A, but that can just be
Now he's
what
0-7 on bind.
like passed
It's
almost.
Not because he's throwing his life away. It's just he's not being able to.
And like if you're playing A, you're playing in like lamps. So you want to be stay biting this.
Being able to get a random pick in one of these tumultuous situations.
Buy is an interesting one. If this enables EDG to slow things down a bit, then I'm all for it. But you've got this coming online, and then you're trying to do this with no phantoms. Could be a concern, but most people are on Vandals anyhow.
The footage I've watched, the trouble is they sometimes don't really know what to do with themselves when they're not offered these easy pickoffs.
They do tend to play quite a bit slower with Kang Kang's op. But okay,
There it is.
Immediately it finds value.
Yeah, it gets it straight down. Almost to get at the map. A short.
Is it pretty much wherever the Viper is their strong side in? Like they're the ones that's like flexing over to each side. So that should tell you enough about where this strong side is.
Disadvantage.
He usually doesn't miss those.
Just dancing around the bullets for a moment, but just couldn't reset the aim in time.
I like the call here to drive it quickly into B. Mr. Fallen's got to realize quickly that that's what's going on.
Yeah, these like splits don't need to be...
There's too much to deal with the dizzy overload.
He's still able to get one, just because this is too low. This is too slow.
Mr. Fallen in, but again, tip-tap of the rifles.
I mean, he has the ult, that's why. But also, there could be somebody like deep in here. But if you're counting players accurately, it's unlikely.
Lock down that sight line, nobody to be able to step past that one.
No smoke for Smoggy, but it's fine. The Razor's walked out of elbow. There they go. Cracks saving, surely. Yeah, I just saved a gun, mate.
Might be playing from, chooses to back away, knows it's an impossibility.
Bit of a misread from Mr. Fallen. He thought that the EDG team was going to react by going down short, the player where they just managed to take down EDG. He was running over to the A side to try to reinforce that spot, didn't realize everyone on EDG barreling towards B. Nice call, right when we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's always the risk of doing this.
Mid-round in there ended up working quite nicely. A reaction to those two players pushing out showers.
Let's take a look at this one.
Headshot him too.
Did you need the headshot?
Yeah.
I think they're stacking and fighting shower hookah. Yeah, fighting showers is good for both sides. But as a defender, if you're attacking and your defenders are pushing this, you want to be going B quickly, because rotating from here to get to here, or even around, takes so long.
You'd have to be precise with it.
So if you've got one person just defaulting in this position and they see that they're being pushed, you can back out.
Trying to make sure that they crunch that one. Mosh pit through.
Especially if they're fighting this, it might mean that they're weak here. So taking long is a really good like counter call.
Try and stunt and stop a fast exec. Not that's really any time coming soon with EDG playing his attack side up.
No, they're going to be slow. They're going to be looking for picks. And FUT at some point may peek for info. Similar to how EDG was going for that jump peek, he'll have thought he was safe there, trying to take the safer option in the previous round. But of course, there's only so many ways that you can grab info without facing your body into a dangerous spot. EDG is working his way forwards again. What a risk.
Yeah, super risky. Just don't know where this operator's going to be, and not just that, you don't know where the players are going to be. Chichu, there with a punish.
Not really the best. Like, why is he looking? Is my initial thought.
Yet again cracks. So you're going to play spoiler inside the smoke.
The Thrash actually didn't get them. It looked like it did.
Including the bullets. Nobody with the plan as well. Here's that
little jiggle peek.
He's away and does reveal his position. Seen it up and over the top. He's praying that the head will be revealed to him, but nobody graceful enough to oblige. So this Lamps controls the aim of the game here for EDG. Haunt.
Haunt gets nobody.
Nobody's going to be spotted.
But it doesn't get the Viper. They're both able to get out. Really well read. They're trying to push him into Ada Captain a bit, who gets a really good timing of a peek, but Kang Kang, as he's moving, gets him. But if you think about Trace's win yesterday, I'm glad that they're, like, evolving as a team. I think Vitality struggled to deal with them.
FUT are giving away too many early kills. I mean, EDG.
Yeah, EDG is now first dying a lot.
Risk, I think. Getting caught by
Especially against like the op.
But then also, what a whiff from Ada Captain coming around the back as well. There are opportunities for FUT to be able to get back into these rounds, or to, you know, just stabilize and not give away the advantages at the beginning. But
nobody's 0 and 8.
Playing slowly with the op, and it's getting so much value because.
Yeah, how did he just whiff?
And it's forcing mistakes out of them.
Guess he wasn't expecting him to just be right out dead center in the open.
Sheer lack of information.
But it's so quick to rotate. It's because Chinese teams are just very obvious.
We haven't seen a CNED Kang Kang sniper battle yet today.
Yeah, not quite blessed with it. Might be coming up soon, though. Both players in position. Much harder shot to land, though. Warden to the face of CN. You do not want to be peeking through that one. Kang Kang looks his way up. Chichi was already there, way ahead of him. Making sure to cover. Firepower's there. First picks. Slow and steady as you go for EDG. So far, it's working.
Ooh, did he hit him? Liked him.
Damage done to Cracks, drops him down to 5 HP.
EDG, the way that the playing anti-ecos now is this. I like this so much more.
It's not similar to the previous.
One of the small things I was missing from EDG for the longest time is stuff like this.
EDG putting a slow squeeze on FUT right now.
Just slow, burn, high pressure. You're executing right through the wall, which is scary when you're on the eco. The flash especially connecting. But everybody from EDG just grouped up enough that even if FUT get a kill, it can be traded.
Without too much to work with. Another.
Yeah, incredibly well disciplined. Well tempoed, well timed. I think the attack op has done wonders for EDG to just take things a little bit slower.
Here actually to get his showstopper online, but I'm pretty sure he feels comfortable being able to pick up an ult orb.
Didn't see if he crossed or not.
Captain going for a dance, seeing if he can get any closer to a range where the Stinger's favored.
He'll advise though to really just go with this guy, Kang Kang.
Looks like G2. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say that they're that disciplined that they look like G2. But they're looking more in the direction of G2 than Paper X now, for sure.
Close to the thrash. One away.
Nobody got a kill as well, a 1 and 8.
Smoggy. EDG at this point are primed and ready.
Also, with everybody sort of saying for like G2, like,
Dominantly winning the half here.
the G2 are a really boring team. And they're dull, and the way that they play super passive. In before they win champs, and everybody's like, oh my god, their playstyle is so good.
Either have some counterplay around that, go in the opposite direction. We can see that EDG is going to try to mix it up and pit B long.
Very aggressive. Is he going to be using a showstopper? Smoggy!
G2 versus Paper X was just the two opposite ends of the spectrum, and look who came out on top.
4 versus 4 now, and with that play being made, you could call for the fast pivot.
And I said it's so nice in Kang Kang play well. He's evolved so much as a duelist.
Now has taken back that control.
And like, even though that nobody's the IGL, like Kang Kang's the leader.
Just seeks to get that mid-round information. He will.
Like this pace that he's playing at, I like so much more than when he's just going giga hard.
Blood in the water, and EDG are keen for it.
Because EDG before they'd get that first kill, and be like, go, 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 go. Like I don't think it's intended as like a microcosm of playing with the attack up, but it's just set the tempo so nicely for EDG.
Final round of the half. They need 5 rounds. It's not looking likely, though.
No.
Ever since EDG slowed things down, FUT have had no answer. Their ability to gain information on the defense side here has not been through coordinated util retakes and reclears of areas. It's just been peeking in. And I think that's because EDG...
Like one of those things of like, if you like wear well-fitting shoes, how like it impacts your posture. It's kind of like that. EDG have got a like old pair of trainers that are just perfect for them, and now all of the slouching and back pain is gone.
Put themselves with nobody dropped as well.
Had some rough moments internationally spot EDG because of their playstyle. Yeah, I wonder how much of it is like how Dong's like IGLing. Like his like mid rounds. Because it's ironic that a team with nobody as the IGL is a lot more measured with the fights that they want to take.
I mean, sometimes,
and that's even with EDG not necessarily looking too good in some of these moments either. Like there's a lot of times where the round where they fight Hookah and they still hit the B site, and Mr. Fallon gets 2.
It's the final round of the half, so guys,
but do not respect the op.
Talk to them during
hard to deal with it, you know.
When they move on to the attack, so this tag timeout is.
I think EDG with how long just ran its course, to be honest.
Singular round.
Yeah, when your IGL's putting in bad stats and also the calling hasn't been great and it's looked stale, yeah, changes needed.
Not putting your life on the line with these info peaks is super important. They haven't forced EDG to exec with the op yet, because EDG have always got into an advantage player position before they're required to do that. But even if you force EDG to go for an execute and Kang Kang swaps the operator back onto somebody else, they're going to be running at you with Thrash and Orbital Strike and then Pit in the post plant. It's going to be so tough. You've put yourself in an awful spot now.
Money's at the point now where EDG, look at him. I mean, he's flexing his wealth. He's swapping around the weaponry like nobody's business. Rifle at your feet.
You get an op. You get an op.
Exactly. And they are grouped up fully over towards A here, so EDG...
But nobody's adding discipline. I think Simon's adding a lot of discipline too.
If it was laid down by EDG, but he's
Simon can... when Simon's playing like this and playing a breach on Lotus, he does dictate the pace a little bit because of like... the breach utility, the fade utility here is like how much you're putting down the pedal. Nobody decides the direction, and so does Kang Kang. But they can't go fast if Simon's not there to help them go fast.
Preemptive here from EDG.
You're not going to be able to pick up the Thrash. 8-4 would be fantastic as a half.
Controlling really important sight lines. It's going to make it much easier for FUT to deny plant.
I think this is fine. This is good pressure.
The A side is just entirely split up.
Because everybody's just grouped up into this, and there's a late lurk. I just think that Smoggy needs to slow down. I think just tuck into this con and wait.
Start to see the untested nature of these compositions as well, because, I mean, hesitancy... to me right now is looking like a bit of just uncertainty of what to do into this spot here. They know that Showers is a problem. They can't quite clear it again. Nobody going to go for a second round of things. Wingman back online.
They fall, still gets a kill. Oh, and they try to plant again.
Running and gunning out of Captain.
30 seconds and the spike's not be planted. They just forgot about him.
Strikes back.
They just forgot that Smoggy was there.
Has to do way too much.
Oh dear.
Okay, I mean TP.
So tragic from EDG's point of view. He was in hookah the entire round. If only he'd waited there, maybe he could have caught Kang Kang, but of course he rotated.
I don't think they're going to expect him to wrap all the way around, though. Oh, no, Smoggy's just now looking at it.
Having said that, Smoggy's watching.
Yeah, he is. Might have even spotted him there. Unorthodox angle. EDG's got a lot to clear.
Lovely position. 8-4 half. Nice. I'm going to run ads because I need a wee as well, and pre-rolls are on. So I'm going to do that now. Just 90 seconds of them. We should be fine for the rest of the half. Yeah, let's see if they get double pistols.
Try to close this one out.
There we go. What are the desks saying? There we go, I'm back.
So far, this map is looking quite untested. I mean, I know that they've said in interviews that they put a lot of work into their own binds, but when you move over to the new comp, a lot of extra elements that go amiss for them. So far, it hasn't looked convincing.
And EDG on defense on this map are very convincing. Their B setup in particular, I think they play around Nobody's Dizzy excellently. EDG have been putting in the work. It didn't look super convincing in China. It looked like the other teams were catching up. But maybe that's a sign of the entire region finally ready to take scalps in a major way at Champions. We've already seen Trace do it with Vitality.
Oh, yeah.
This is another EMEA team.
EDG look incredible. It's all coming together. It took a bit of a while.
EDG looking to shut down the naysayers, the doubters, but...
Good shot. I mean, what? FUT got the first kill on a couple of these pistols, though, so it's not down and out. I mean, this is kind of like I said, though, on Lotus. It could be the same on Bind 2. And the defensive side for EDG also didn't look that great. Still gets another. Double peek there, bit of pressure from that. And then they're just reverting and going this way. Nice adjustment from FUT.
Mr. Fallen's moving in a different direction. They know that A is completely opened up here with the TPs heard and called. EDG now have lost all semblance of map control.
And FUT planning for backside here. Flipping the map in a way that they really
didn't do on Lotus.
But here on Blind, understanding how important that is. Krax is in a great position to backstab.
Yeah, he's going to hear all of the steps.
Should be focused on going down short.
You can hear the footsteps. Fallen catches it, sees the two of them. Mosh still available, ready and waiting for this, and striking from behind. Krax happy to deliver the death blow, at least to Chichu. Flashes in util, a little bit too much to overcome. Tapping away.
He's using a lot of ammo.
It's crouching for dear life, and even just returns the fire himself. 2v3.
Yeah, he could back off, buy a bit more time. Have you got a horn? No.
Time starting to get away from them. Ada Captain again will.
Yeah, good pistol from FUT. Finally pick up one.
Pissed around for FUT, grants him that lifeline.
2 people surviving only.
If there's any chance of coming back into Bind, pushing
Major, yeah.
which would also be a brutal map for FUT. I think it's probably EDG's best, the decider here. A nice opener from CNED. That one starts to get the job done. CNED himself is going to pick up a Vandal heading into the next round too. And EDG full stacking the B site. Now, when I said earlier that their B defense is good, this is not the standard. But I think their B defense is going to be pretty potent here.
Trip it up holding. Even trying to take that fight straight up.
He won it.
Yeah, he did win it, but the rifle's going to be retrieved. But you have to worry about this, cutting up these angles. Ada Captain, Molly at the feet of many of them. Smoggy, hello, that was just not coordinated in the slightest. Ada Captain is having a field day. He's farming up multiple kills. Just needs to keep this rifle going.
He really does need the rifle. He's got reinforcements coming
Good
back.
shot from Kang Kang. Really good damage done. Yeah, a couple of guns. What, there was a Vandal here, no?
Supplying the bodies. EDG now.
Let's see. Yeah, they got a Vandal and a Bulldog. It's winnable, but also part of me is like, throw that Vandal out the map, you know?
Backing away this time, though.
Don't let him pick it up. Great nades. Oh, I thought it was going deeper than that. It's a shame. It's like he read that well.
Point of contact. Diffuse. Trying to stick this.
Got half.
Dealt with again, but he just
And then they're going to be able to pick up the Vandal. That's a shame.
players definitely did some damage, don't get me wrong.
I think you maybe have it so they could die to the spike.
Vandal got delivered back to them as well. Kang Kang picked that one up.
Yeah. That's a shame.
So FUT can save it into the next round. It is going to mean, though, that 2 players have got to sit there with pistols. Whereas if the bonus had gone a bit better, they would have had full 5 rifles online. EDG doing damage to the economy. The only downside was, Ada Captain got so many kills, he's kind of getting close to that orbital strike. He's only 2 away. Could get into a good position with it. And then make a very unwinnable post. What a shot from CNED.
Okay, if he's firing like this...
Another Kang Kang first death.
They might even be able to take this map.
Feast of famine. Well, not even feast of famine. It's like live by the sword, die by the sword.
Growler gliding past. Could bait somebody right in here in the footsteps. Maybe. Simon's back onto the angle.
He knows this is fake pressure in showers now. This is great information for Simon.
And he's moved right past it. Yet might be getting a closer look and a tango. Simon does not expect it. The game of those timings. They both thought that they had the read, but it's Yet who comes out on top. Even if he did just have that pistol in hand. Never to push this one back now. No plant denial. So Mr. Fallen gets that extension.
Genuinely might just be worth saving for EDG.
EDG is scattered of only 3 of them left. They've already made the call to just not even play into it.
Yeah, you can't, I don't think.
What a disciplined decision there to just save in a 3v5. I mean, obviously, you've lost 2 players. It's going to be very difficult. And I think the other
Oh dear.
Is that if you go for this, you take the opportunity.
Timeout. I don't think it's not for timeout yet.
That failed retake attempt
Soon, but not yet.
That would come afterwards. Mr. Fallen, CNED, and Ada Captain are all going to get up to their ults.
Exactly.
So not only would you lose the round, likely, but you would also send yourself spiraling away.
If you've been watching Valorant at any point this year, you know it's going to be a death blow sentence. You can't let this composition get going, generating the ults, because at that point you're generating execs, possibilities, plays to be cooked up. FUT convert that bonus round, the economy booming.
And off the back of that guy there, CNED.
Yeah.
And this opener was fantastic. We've seen a couple of odd moments from CNED today where he's missed some spots where you expect him to get it. But most of what we've seen from the Turkish superstar is excellence. I mean, he's been going around, taking shots, opening sights up for them on the entry. It's the rest of the team that needs to step up around him, I think, if they want to make this comeback a reality.
Rolling back the years a little bit, CNED. These kind of performances. One of 4 players at this event that could potentially lift
3, now 4, stacking over towards A.
That lift the second champs trophy. CNED wasn't favored to lift the first one. That one came out of nowhere with Ascend in 2021.
Very, very true.
But it is champs.
Wonder what the chances are for winning champs actually are.
Shows you a lot of it is about turning up at the tournament, having that form, having that excellence when it matters. That's what all the Chinese fans are hoping EDG can do as well. But Kang Kang's going to get shut down. That light armor not helping.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication, I think, as well, that sightline was open. Right for the taking.
Horn is hit into...
Another plant down, 2 players left to stand. Smoggy
faltering slightly. Maybe a timeout, but the thing is you're getting close to some ults.
Take some guns out of hands of them, but again, the question remains, do you want to be generating these ults for them? Because one away...
EDG are just behind.
They're holding on to these angles. Fallen's got it.
And CNED could play for an ult orb, really. I mean, both are accessible to the attackers. So I don't think it's necessary that he goes and hunts this down, but he's going to go for it anyway. A death is fine here, by the way.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he's got 5k in the bank, so ult for the next round. Happy with it.
And EDG probably going to be able to get a buy together, even if Smoggy does go down. So it's not do or die for FUT to chase this Vandal in spawn.
But the trouble is, EDG at this point are losing track and grip of the series, or at least the map, I should say.
The map, for sure.
Yeah, at no point was it even on scoreline, right? For EDG, they were always ahead on Lotus.
Like I said, Sunset, EDG, they'll be feeling really confident about that. At the same time, you'd love to close things out in 2.
So I'm like, ooh.
EDG, who are
Definitely a chance for FUT to come back on this one.
This doesn't snowball even further out of control.
I mean, so it was already an 8-4 half at the beginning.
And you win pistol, you win bonus, and suddenly you're right back in it as FUT.
Exactly.
And this is where the ults are massively important, because as much as EDG can...
Yeah, this is a nervy timeout. Like, the timing is so important. If you do it any later, though, I think it's too late.
Hookah, or if he wants to go through short. And he's going to have a Thrash clearing the way from him as well. And if you decide to play retake setups, first of all...
This first death, right? Yeah, this round I'm not as... Like, they're on an eco, right? So, him dying first isn't too much of an issue. But, like, on the pistol and then the bonus, they're major rounds. This upcoming one is a major round.
Will decide to try to take aggressive fights.
That's the other reason why stats can be really problematic. But looking at how a player performs.
You got to take risks.
Because if you're doing, like, how many first deaths they've got in 12 rounds... Not all of the 12 rounds are created equally, you know?
As much as we were singing the praises of it.
Like, you might first death on the pistol, that's an important one. You know, round 2, if you're on Antico and you win, it's not important.
When the other team has...
Anti-bonus, not really that important. Like, it depends if you win or lose, whether you get thriftied or thrifty. But this one with the buy, like, it's all in context of the round itself.
Mosh, unconventional location for it, jump spot and horn. Right, abound.
There's the thrash on attack from FUT. Connects onto not Kang Kang. But Kang Kang's getting deeper in. Great position for Chichu. If he has a Phantom there. I don't know. I don't like that peek from Kang Kang. Like there, it's like not first kill, but it's a detrimental death. First death for his team. And it was a needless fight.
Spam through the corner. This guy is low.
Yeah, Chichu needs help.
As I said prior,
There's no smokes for him, right? Because the Brimstone's on the other side of the map. You've buttered them up. I also don't like this call because they've got people here in this position. Yeah, I mean, this is actually really nice from EDG to just reset and play in your own spawn.
He's one shot as well.
This was just chaos, and like this is a good call, whether it's from nobody or just a team from Simon. Just reset. Because FUT, they don't have any map control now because they've had to reclear all of this because of Chichu. Now they have 30 seconds to pick a site. But the scary thing for FUT here now is as free. That Honda doesn't get anything. This player's rotating away. It's a 3v1 on site.
Time becoming an issue. Rotating away though. Simon Haunt didn't see anything.
The full contact walking up. Now they're stepping. Nobody's not seen. You let them plant. Really nice. Now just survive. Player advantage. There's no post-plant utility. CNED's 30 HP. Just relax. The mosh is good, but the position that CNED was in is even better. They're not going to expect him here. I don't think. 30 HP 1v3. It doesn't matter. Oh, nicely done from EDG, but stressful. That call to just reset and go back into their spawn was massive. So important.
Did they play something proactive? I mean, not necessarily at the start of the round. They had 4 players stacked over towards A, recognizing that Thrash, Showstopper, most likely going to be used either hookah or short.
Chichu getting 2 there is so good too.
We'll stack A. But then, the escapades through the teleporter.
Yeah, cue to Benny Hill theme, I think. That's just...
But it worked out.
It did. It did. Sometimes that's what you need. An injection of that Chinese chaos.
Molly. Just outside showers. Just give it up. The weak side for EDG. Have you got retake ultimates? You're not too far away from having them. They get the up for Nightfall though.
That are good to open up a site. Whereas EDG are just starting to get to
Quite like that as a default, because you want to be fighting for this to try and get the orb anyway, but just adding a mosh in to just... But it means that you don't have the mosh for the execute.
All about timing.
No way. Trying to take this one again. Contact play.
Oh, he's still just lackadaisically turns around and still gets Chichu.
We stand in round 18. Smokes up in their face. FUT. They have the position.
I love the coy positions that nobody's trying to play in. He's been pushed. He's going to use the wingman early. Just forces his utility back. You have to give it up, mate. No. Chill. Oh, he's just going to break the wingman. I thought he was going to peek there off the dizzy. But now you have people here. It's just like Kang Kang gets a kill, he gets a showstopper. If Simon gets a kill as a Nightfall. Really good stuff here, but Ada Captain has an orbital strike. There's no flank to try and disrupt him. You gotta go for a fast retake here. And that's gonna force more mistakes. It doesn't matter if EDG are gonna be that clinical. Big fight for Mr. Farlin. Nightfall's missed out of Captain.
There's no time arrest to take this one. Simon with the tap, it does force out that orbital strike, but Kang Kang, my God.
Alright, another good retake. The way that EDG are now structuring themselves on this defense, night and day difference from earlier.
Spacing there from EDG. Good coordination, good discipline, and hitting their shots when it matters too. If FUT had maybe been able to respond in lamps, the round could have been very different. But they weren't. 2 players, one caught by the C's, the other flicked onto CNED.
It's just the amount of stuff that EDG are doing now that they weren't doing before. Like the full contact walk up sand, the way that they're trading, resetting, the way that they're rotating.
Still holding their own, finding good timings. But as an entire team, EDG are being able to win these team fight scenarios more often.
It's an early off-topic start, but if FUT win this match, the EMEA region will be back to 50% win rate in all international matches this year. If FUT lose, the EMEA will have the lowest win rate globally against China.
Not even intentional.
I made the right call.
That's even worse.
I left the right region and joined the right region.
Have got massive ultimates, right? And these are good for defense. And Kang Kang has got enough money to pick up the...
Maybe they simply did their homework. I think when you got mirror comps like this, it's more about what you do than what the opponent does. I think.
How do they get past all of the tools that EDG have to now close out the map?
But you're right, maybe. It's also like, how much can EDG anti-strat FUT when FUT's changed their comp? I feel it's mostly on like EDG's approach. Ryan is the future. My gut feeling, it brought me to the east. Like I'm some Westerner going to some Shaolin monk monastery for enlightenment.
EDG.
I already got the boldness. I'd suit right in.
Upset. I think most people were panning this one to be quite a close match, but a strong start for them. Out of the gates is kind of necessary for champs here.
EDG 1-4 across Madrid and Shanghai. So that shows you how desperate they are for a win.
It's been dire this year. EDG drop down and lay down that pit. FUT do not have big ults to try and clear their way through this one.
And they're just kind of looking at the pit, wondering whether they should be going inside it, pressuring it. They have no showers control. Normally, if you're going to pressure...
All right, strong side again for EDG towards B.
I think the weaknesses in terms of the amount of time FUT has put into this comp might be showcasing. Wide open just from the inability, I think, just to pass through some of these defensive setups.
Ops a good shout too.
Posted back up.
An angle to be holding. You got a showstopper as well if you want to go in aggressive. Oh my god, it's so close. Oh, he's seen a leg.
Barely a leg spotted out and through.
Even if you're pressuring, though, he's got the showstopper in his back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't pressure him too much. In fact, you might want to go in the opposite direction, but then you're going into a Viper's pit.
A little bit more close. Nate doesn't even catch onto the corner. I mean, seeing it's failed to even...
All right, you know that the race has moved off the angle if they're nading hookah, but that means now that nobody's really watching long.
Given up, Wingman spots it, nobody. You're really going to try and take this fight.
He is. Showstoppers used early. Nice. This was really nice from FUT. I think EDG just cracked.
Stumbling EDG.
Smoggy is still on A. 10 seconds.
He's ADS'd. He's locked it up. Pit dropped down to try and get the
Good read on where the play was coming from, but
barely enough time on the clock to do.
Simon should save.
They have secured the plant. The round almost unwinnable. Smoggy was the last chance, the last hope for EDG.
Ah, man. It's a shame.
Defense collapsing a little.
I think FUT played that really well, though. It was like EDG, they had the op. That was their thing that they wanted to sort of throw in after the timeout to maybe catch FUT out.
They had every single tool necessary.
But Kang Kang misses the shot. FUT like cleared that position. It forces out the showstopper early. It forces EDG to fight into hookah.
Cycles of that util. I think the big problem in this round for them.
FUT just cooked them here.
To hop back inside.
Simon,
I mean, there's no.
There's just no way, mate. Yeah.
Our first ninja defuse at a global event. I don't think that's likely. Yeah.
We've not had any ninja diffusers at a global event.
I think was our first. Listen, the first that
I don't know if we have or haven't.
Nobody feed of the day. I know he's 4-15 at the bottom of the scoreboard, but he's he hasn't been throwing his life away too much. But this one, walking back into the horns, back into hookah, instead of backing off with the rest of your team, I think he was worried about maybe the Brim ult at his back.
It's a strange one. Bit of a head scratcher. EDG. Now they're the ones who have to make the risks. Deep smoke, Prowler, Dizzy, through,
like
gets that connection.
EDG doing this, throwing an eco though.
Round, ring around a Rosie.
Good position for Mr. Farland.
With a rifle, try to pre-aim onto the corner.
Careful.
Get postured and pushed back. Out and away. EDG have control. Deep.
We've even told that with a crouch peek.
Middle of the map here.
But I guess you know, EDG know a headshot height.
Flip the map at all. Just trying to take it with the weaponry, but it does open them up to risky plays. Kang Kang's from behind.
Both Prowlers used.
The captain's watching. No way. The time is just about missed, and he hears it. Sound cues around. Chaos incarnate occurring before our bloody
A lot of damage done.
Molly dropped down. Noise and time.
Oh no. The captain just spinning around.
This is, as I said, all over the place. Chichu.
It's still nice EDG doing the kind of damage that they are, but it's a shame that they didn't scare them.
By FUT to bring it to that 10-10.
Both teams winning vitally important rounds and then being able to secure follow-ups. So that the
Oh.
I say secure follow-ups.
You have one bullet left.
Just to reload.
Chichu. There's no way.
Ooh, that wasn't far away either.
Taking a peek at a captain's way ahead of it again.
Oh, why has he done that? Why has that captain done that?
Get away with this, not in the slightest pre-aim into the wall again. Another reload online, but this is so damn precarious.
Krax's reposition here is really nice, but it's not planted for him anymore.
Spike.
When does that timing come? Peeking through again. Uncertainty at the back of the mind of Krax as well. Spots.
Oh, close.
Just a fade away shot, man.
Good that you end up losing the clutch as well to somebody that already has their ultimate.
Don't count him out of any round.
Nice, Chichu. Good work.
There.
Unlucky.
Got that one sealed up. Wasn't familiar with EDG's eco game, apparently. 10-10 though. Both teams have let slip opportunities. It looked like FUT had a huge one to be able to get back into the game, and it looked like EDG had it. You know, they were 10-8 up, ready to run away with things. Both teams fighting tooth and nail to stay in here.
Wait, how do you pronounce Chichu? Is it Chi-Chi or Choo-Choo?
This is looking like it's going to be an A execute.
Or at least a shower's take.
Or neither?
Well, the Mosh as well.
Choo-Choo.
Lineup thrown.
Because it's not Chi-Choo.
Now a Nightfall as well. Going to be used to supplement. In through the back of the side.
Even though his username is that, it is QQ. Oh yeah, it's like QQ, isn't it?
Trying to make a go of things here. The call is made to try and fight this one. Showstopper in the hands have seen it. There's a danger. Kang Kang though, he's weaved his way past most of this, and it just glides straight past him. Whistles through, a tap.
Oh, it's way too chaotic.
The movement survives another day here.
The smoke. Oh, there's one. Need another two.
Again, occurring before our very eyes. Chichu, he's isolated.
Again, the defuse. Time is wasted.
Out through showers here, just trying to make
Ooh.
one a bit winnable. Nobody to defuse is going to be pushed.
Oh, he's rambling.
Not enough. No players.
QQ. Yeah, it's like QQ, right?
Get that 1 round lead now, up to 11.
Another one of those scrappy situations where EDG come out on top. Eventually, situations like that just come down to individuals and how much you can get.
I think actually FUT played that better.
Imagine Kang Kang getting more value from his spot. Swings out from lamps.
It's spelled that way, but not pronounced that way.
Needs a showstopper, gets another pick inside as well.
Oh, with a Q? So it is like Choo-Choo.
Trying to make a similar thing
Choo-Choo.
happen by walking inside the one-way, seeing if he can surprise EDG.
Where's Sprite?
The impact difference from the two Raze players was enormous in that spot. And then FUT on top of that lost a bunch of just straight.
So it's like, if I say Chi-Chu, it's like the second syllable.
Last time they tried
Just
to
twice. Choo-Choo.
looking somewhere different.
You just got to be scared of this. Here's that one. Snake bite dropped. Let's break it with a thrash there.
Oh my god, Choo-Choo, sorry, he's forward facing. He gets hit by the haunt as well. Echo flash and then into the haunt is nice. My god, this is... Oh, I can't keep up. Guys are playing fucking Overwatch. 3 bullets. Oh, nice. Good stuff, Smoggy and Kang Kang. 1v2 though. And it's a 1v1 on site.
To do so much more, pick up the pieces. One player left still onto the side. He's got to know.
Yeah, all he's doing is cutting noise.
Picks up the spike.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Simon.
And another tap here, Smoggy. How the hell do you play this one?
Smoggy just doesn't want to fight him.
Still trained onto the angle.
Nice stuff. Good work.
12 rounds. Eventually.
Isn't it just Choo-Choo? Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what people are saying.
But EDG smiled on their faces.
I'm just like the Q part threw me off, but I forgot the Q is more like shirt noise.
Actually allowing them so much control over backside. Look how difficult it is in these replays for FUT to try to break through that when they peek. They're not going through the smoke. Smoggy pierces the Merc, is able to actually be able to deliver them the final kill in a 1v1 clutch. Kang Kang.
Your chances.
Classic, the old
And the buy is just there. Half armor, stingers, orbital strike. Kang Kang has the op and the showstopper. Smoggy almost has a orbital strike.
Nice and empty just because of that orbital strike. Had a captain holding on to it. Don't want to fall prey to it.
How are FUT going to get the read that there's 4 players on this site?
Nobody's hard committed. Smokes are primed. Now going to be dropped down here. And now the orbital strike alongside it. So space does have to be given up with the haunt up and over.
Ooh, these haunts are getting way too much. The C's just a second too late.
Now going to be earned and now going to be used on either side here.
Oh, shot from Simon. 4v2, 4v2, 4v1. Right into Kang Kang. Yes, come on EDG. It's the dawn. It's the start. We're getting there.
What a way to start things off here in Seoul.
The only two teams that China lost to were Fnatic and Heretics. I'll take that. I'll take that. Like, they could all lose and go out at this point in the tournament. I'm still happy. I'm still so happy that, like, China is now on the stage.
Chinese squad. This one, not necessarily an underdog match. I think a lot of people would have favored EDG in the game, but a 2-0 where they look like
that smoggy move over to controller, work of art. Bringing Simon in, putting nobody on IGL seems to be like every little decision that EDG have made, despite it taking them so long in order to do it.
I think EDG are going to
finally got it on the board.
This, and they've dodged that fated matchup against Paper X. They did.
That's true, yeah. Paper X versus FUT in the losers bracket is crazy.
Their own home crowd teams take a bow. Well deserved after that one as well, despite how tumultuous that second map looks. You can't argue with the results. 2-0 finish. Not bad at all for the opening game.
And finally, EDG get an international win after Madrid.
They were struggling with their adaptation.
And a 2-0. I can't remember the last time that they got a 2-0 win was. Wasn't this year.
Over the course of this series, they'll be disappointed.
2-0 win at an international win, I mean.
A meeting with Paper X offers no easier players to go up against. This EDG team is going to be the story of the day. I wonder if we'll see big performances coming out from FBX as well. Just to keep talking about these Chinese squads. That game against Heretics was super close.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, G2 versus EDG is going to be really interesting.
Breakout performances, not just from one team, but actually the whole region.
China main smoke players never let you down. Berlin has his moments, but Lysol doesn't, yeah.
Is that just a result of them slipping, or is it
Looking
the other teams
Yosemite, right?
with every win that China as a region is able to accrue and build up at this
That whiff from Ada Captain lost the game.
the region is finally coming online, paying dividends.
Absolutely. I'm excited now to see the rest of these games. I mean, EDG themselves are going to be going up against G2. That is a tough matchup. They're going to be tested.
Yosemite had a bad series. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't that impressed with Billy full stop.
I mean, so far, stellar performances from.
I mean, Hebei was on Madrid Lysol. Starts until that third and final map.
Interview, I believe. Kang Kang standing by.
Hello everyone, I'm back with the post-match interviews with EDG's Kang Kang.
BLG is fine. I don't have much hope for them.
Lovely translator Luna. Hello Luna. 네, 오늘 EDG의 캉캉 선수 인터뷰 만나보겠습니다. EDG의 챔피언스 첫 경기를 통해서 이제 승리를 거뒀는데
Maybe Billy against Crew can do something.
사이먼을 새로 이렇게
EDG won, they did. 2-0 as well.
어떤지 팀의 조합에 대해서도 한번 물어보도록 하겠습니다.
China and Americas now have 4 matches. Pacific and EMEA have 4 matches. Americas have not lost to China. Pacific have not lost to EMEA all this year.
What does he bring to the table?
Oh yeah, we finally actually get China versus America games for a while.
一起来到世界赛嘛，那你觉得他为团队带来了一些什么？以及
Well, it's loud, wasn't it? Madrid for EDG. FPX avoided all the Americas teams.
对，就感觉大家都现在赛梦来了过后就。
Yeah, there is a chance that FPX could rinse Sentinels.
是一个比较主动的一个人，所以说这可能是。 也不说是主动吧，就是他给道具的时候很主动，所以说这可能是对于团队的一个润滑剂吧，我觉得。
I think after Simon joined in, he's a super young, energetic person, and after that we are more play with our teamwork and synergy. Seems like when he deal with the initiator, give us a skills kit, everything is so good. So that's kind of like that.
사이먼이 정말 이제 젊고 밝은 분위기로 새로 합류하면서 팀에 정말 좋은 뭔가 스킬이나 다방면으로 좀 보완하는 데 도움이 많이 돼서 정말 오늘도 그렇듯 좋은 결과를 얻어낼 수 있었다고 하네요. 그리고 아까 첫 번째 포스트매치 인터뷰 때 제가 G2 발린 선수한테 누구 만나고 싶냐고 물어봤더니 EDG라고 이렇게 대답을 했었거든요. 그거에 대한 좀 반응이 궁금해서 한번 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Before for our first match, I asked G2's Valen who they want to meet, and Valen said EDG. So what's your reaction to that?
那之前可能他提问了说这区的 Valen 说想要跟谁来打比赛，他回答是 EDG。那你想要说些什么呢？对此？
你要战我便战。
你好，战。
Yeah, if you want to face against us, I will face against with you.
Oh, okay. 만나고 싶다면 만나주겠다
You
했습니다.
tell there's a lot of Chinese speakers in the audience for them to know.
Come true. 네, 마지막으로 EDG의 캉캉 선수 인터뷰 만나봤고요. 콩시 캉캉.
감사합니다.
Thank you for the interview. All right. That is all for our post-match interviews today, but we'll be back with more Valorant action on Tuesday. So see you then. Bye.
Thank you so much for that, Bella. Always great to hear from Kang Kang there. And wow, I mean, so impressed by EDG, really showing like even when FUT were catching up, starting to gain a little steam, shut it down right away. They had to, right? They had to put that nail in the coffin, and they managed to do so here. Big performance from them.
Yeah, I think this time around, you know, it was a little bit more control early from the
Can't spell CNN without CN. Oh, that's a good comment.
that EDG had over on Lotus, but when it came down to it, just a little bit more drive there from them being able to finally get that separation, get themselves up to double digits, and then to map point to be able to close things out. This was a very...
I think this was a good map too for EDG because you did see FUT equal in the scoreline, but at no point FUT were ever in the leads.
And also, I think it was a solid.
If EDG beat G2, do we consider them contenders? Yeah, absolutely. G2 may be one of the favorites to win this event at this point.
Outstanding performance as an individual, but I think that Simon did what he needed to do. His breach utility was really good on map 1, and I thought he had some solid moments on the second map as well. Actually, a couple moments.
Yeah, that's the other side of it too.
Things like that. It's exactly what you need to get comfortable on the big stage.
I think G2 is a whole different kettle of fish, but I'm excited to watch that one. So that's on Wednesday. So I need to ring up the doctors tomorrow and say I can't come in on Wednesday.
What EDG and Simon managed to pull off here.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing that you're looking for in a player in pretty much any position is...
Genji versus her. Like, I might just miss this day. Like, I probably will stream this one. But Leviathan versus Trace and EDG versus G2. We'll be there for that. We'll be there for Thursday, of course, too.
He was just there to facilitate the success.
Might miss this. So Wednesday, Thursday, probably Saturday, Sunday, because there'll be some deciding games for China there. Like for Trace.
Stage is always going to be fun to watch. I gotta say, Mimi, that ending where him just coming out of the TV, running to the loving hands of Kang Kang with that up, absolutely glorious.
I mean, map 2.
I think G2 is def up there as a contender to win. Yeah, absolutely.
This guy was playing great once he got that.
Yeah, since they beat Paper X at Madrid.
And you see how much energy, how much fun he brings to this team as well, especially when he's playing like this.
Yeah, and I think that we are just kind of seeing the first few steps here from Kang Kang as he gets geared back up into that form, into that real showman that we have seen from him in the past. It's been a while since we've gotten to see this team be able to come in, look dominant.
It's been a while since they've had a good start, too.
I wonder what the first kit... Actually, we can check that, can't we?
Won a match at a global event, and I mean, going winless in Shanghai was brutal, but this is what you want to see if you want them to bounce back, and especially facing off against a former champion.
A little bit rough. This concerning.
Was really important for these.
Yeah, and, you know, and on the
CN was good.
Before we move on to what EDG
This is done off the weird stats too.
Yeah. I think, like, for FUT, this
Yeah, they had a really good series.
It didn't feel like they had, you know, their foot on the gas a little bit. A few.
Yeah, I mean, it just sort of feels that this was too quiet. Like IGLs, that's fine. These two.
On the gas. You didn't even realize it.
I didn't realize it. Okay, well.
Simon, almost as many assists as kills.
I'm proud of you.
You said it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mean to.
I was just remarking on your comment.
But like when you got Kang Kang, Chichu, and Smoggy all kicking ass, makes me excited.
Can they bounce back, I think, is the question. I want to think they can.
I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup because it's two teams and we're asking the question, can they bounce back? And it's really going to be about which one can have that preparation and really find...
The guard had the habit. They were kind of bad at Reykjavik. Yeah, but this isn't the guard. It's a better squad. I think better structure, better head coach, I think, with Josh RT too.
Wildcard team, you flip that coin, suddenly everyone, you know, they're in high gear. This could end up being maybe the scrappiest series that we have the whole tournament.
But in terms of what should be, I think, a cleaner series, G2 EDG in that upper bracket, I think, should be a really good game.
ICs are too much passive duelist. I feel like that is like slander. I don't know where it, like, passive, that's all of G2.
I'm looking at my tea leaves, I'm looking at the script.
I think,
from what I can tell here, it does feel like Paper X.
I would always want my duelist to be more like IC than
because I suspect
somebody just
they're gonna have
ints,
the upper hand versus
you know?
EDG and EDG versus Paper Exchange.
Same as Autumn, right? Yeah, but Autumn's not really a duelist as such now.
Once more, it's gonna be another elimination.
Icy's the perfect duelist for G2.
In the stars, so I think that's how that's gonna shake out.
And he's probably playing that way because that's what's required of him at G2 as well.
You know, I mean, it could be jinxing it.
I want G2 to win, not necessarily because I'm a giant G2 fangirl, I am, but also because I just want that match. That'd be so good.
Yeah, I want that match as well. And I, too, am a massive G2 fangirl. In any case, though, guys.
The biggest.
The biggest, some might say.
Second.
Kang Kang diffs Icy, maybe.
That is going to be
But that's assuming that Kang Kang's able to play. Like, G2's structure might just shut him out completely.
Group stage, so here is the bracket and how it...
Like, does Kang Kang beat Leaf? That's an interesting one.
Surprise has got to be Trace staying in that upper round for sure.
That is definitely the biggest surprise, but look at these matches on the right-hand side. Kind of like New Age El Clasico in the bottom there with Genji going up against Heretics, so we get that Shanghai finals rematch between them. And then DRX versus Fnatic, two teams that have clashed time and time again at I believe maybe even every single champions to date. I forget about last year, but it happened over at the first.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It happened at Istanbul. Happened at Berlin.
So these guys getting ready to clash once more with two very different looking teams. I am very excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, same.
I'm terrified.
I'm stoked. And honestly, I'm kind of pumped for Lev versus Trace. Yeah. I want to see if Trace is the real deal or not. It's going to be a tough one for sure.
It's going to be crazy hard.
Or, you know,
I think Ito Pata as a head coach is going to, like, have a good feel about one.
What a moment. It'd be incredible.
And I beat DRX at Champs. Yeah, I mean, it's more like, did they play them in America's... did they play them in Champs in LA last year?
After what we saw, I mean, if I'm Lev, I'm trying to get away from jet maps, even though, you know, Aspas, an incredible jet in his own right, maybe the best in the world. But
Yeah, but yeah, you want to be playing the jet maps to have Kai there.
In that.
I would too, but I'm just saying if I'm them, I don't want to give Kai the chance. No, Fang did also look incredible at the race.
That is a fair point.
When Kai's got win condition, you want to put him on the jet too.
Aspas clears.
I said he was the best. I said he was the best. I covered my tracks. You did. Come for me.
You did. All right, folks. Well,
Nah, Kai's going to diff Aspas. I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now.
I'll just do this real fast. Hold on a second. There we go. Problem solved. All right, folks. Well, we'll be back on Tuesday with our winners. Mimi, why don't you come in here? Don't make it awkward. So here are going to be the matches on the horizon. You got Gen G taking on Team Heretics.
If Fung Fung could start showing up on the Rays, it's done. Tracer winning champs.
We also have
If you can have Kai and Fung Fung in their like best form ever, yep, tough, really tough.
It's going to be incredible, top to bottom, and we hope you guys join us for all the action. And I gotta say, this is a great way to close out the show. We should do that more often. Well, in any case, seemed like everything went out. We'll talk to you later, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.
Literally just hacked. Maybe this is like a Sombra agent reveal. Honestly, baller way to finish it. But broke everything. EDG have like broken the scene. I hate GT for no reason. Yeah, I mean, that's just dumb for me. I don't think you need to like their playstyle. I'm not saying that like it's that, but I think hating them because they play differently is dumb. When I think we need more teams to play like that. And that's what makes Valorant such a good game, is that stylistically you can match up a lot of different styles and from different regions, and you just get a good melting pot of all of these different approaches. So, yeah. Is Artist still looking to stream, or is he done? He's looking for people to watch later as well. Well, I did make yesterday, so let's raid some Marcus. But thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so there's no games tomorrow at all, full stop. Tuesday, I will probably give a pass on the watch party because there's no China teams playing. And Wednesday, I will look to get my doctor's appointment moved so we can watch those games, no issue. So Wednesday's probably going to be the next stream from me, but I'll be in other watch parties and stuff Tuesday. Basically, when China's playing, I'll be on. That's the general rule I'm giving myself. But thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all soon. Bye. I hope everything's okay with doctors. Yeah, it's just a general checkup, don't worry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.